York and streaming live on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. It is a full vehicle today. If you're consuming us on 880, we'll be leaving you at about 20 minutes after 3 o'clock to go to coverage of the Mets and the Nationals. But stick with us on the app. Stick with us on YouTube because that's where we'll be until 7 o'clock. And then we'll hand it off to Pat O'Keefe for coverage of Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. Peter and I are here in our studios in Soho. Over at Madison Square Garden is Alan Hahn, holding down the fort there, getting ready for the pre and the post on MSG. How's everybody doing today?
A lot drier today than I was yesterday, I'll tell you that. But when we left the studio, that storm hit and hit hard, didn't it?
Big time.
I didn't know it was supposed to be that bad, but it was awful.
One of the cool moments for me is just the mere moments before it starts to rain.
Oh, the best.
When there's a thunderstorm.
Oh, the best.
I agree.
The clouds are all dark. The wind
Ominous.
is howling, but it's it's a warm breeze, and there's like a purple hue to the sky. It really is cool. It's very fascinating to just be in that moment. And it lasts for maybe a minute or so, and then it's all hell because then it just downpours and it happens fast. And what happened to Alan on his way home last night happened to me around this time last year, where I had to go through Staten Island. It took me like 3 hours to get home because it rains fast, it floods, and all that. But hopefully everybody's okay. It's a drizzly kind of rainy day today, back to what we saw for most of May, where it's in the low 60s. So that heat got blown out by the storm last night. But hopefully everybody's safe and sound and getting ready for Game 2 tonight at the Garden.
Yeah, I went to a Shiva yesterday for my guy Barry Blaustein I talked about last week. The lovely Shiva up there on the Upper East Side. And at one point, oh my God, it looks like it's all coming down. I looked out their window, and it was just one of those views of Manhattan where it just looks epic.
Gotham. That's when it's Gotham.
It really does turn into Gotham at that moment. I'll tell you what, it's going to feel like Gotham again tonight. Big
did there.
Game 2.
Game 2.
I've already put my money where my mouth is.
Already did it.
Oh, yeah. Knicks to cover the 6.5.
Right, he did that yesterday.
Yeah, I was on the show. You should listen. It's a great show.
I didn't know I didn't know you already did it yesterday. I thought we were talking Oklahoma City and the Spurs yesterday.
Right, and you talked him out of making money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look.
That was tough.
I can't always be right, guys. Jeez.
No, but you didn't have to talk him out of it.
No, I should have not listened to him. I've been going with my gut.
You were
in on it, Don. You brought it up.
Yeah, I was in on it.
You said you loved OKC, and we had the logic. The logic was listen. San Antonio probably ends up satisfied with a split. It's a subconscious thing, and OKC's not losing both, and of course they didn't. They end up getting the cover by one last layup with like 30 seconds left.
It was close.
It was close.
I was right there when who was it hit the corner three? Barnes or Johnson? Somebody hit a corner three, and we're at 99, 96, I think, and I'm like, all right, like I'm good. And then things happen.
But now tonight, I'm just seeing if the line has shifted at all. Oh, it got lower.
Really?
5.5?
5.5. I'm seeing.
Why would it do that?
That means money's on the Cavs.
Yeah, people are starting to bet the Cavs.
Why? Why would people do that?
You're expecting a split.
Why?
No, it doesn't have to be a split. Just means they're betting it at 6.5.
But I do think people are betting Cavs because they think it's going to be a competitive game again. They're looking at it the wrong way, in my opinion. Anybody betting the Cavs are looking at it without really knowing the Knicks well and just kind of betting it like you did last night. Well, of course the Thunder are going to go off the mat. They had a miserable double overtime loss. They're going to get off the mat. Oh, the Cavs are going to bounce back. They were dominant for 75% of that game. Probably should have won the game, didn't. So they'll bounce back and they'll even the series. That's how somebody could look at like any series without really having an intimate knowledge of the two teams or the journey and what's been happening. Because if you know the Knicks hadn't played in 9 days, and what we saw from the Knicks in the final 7.5 minutes is what the Knicks have been for almost all of these playoffs, with the exceptions of games 2 and 3 of the Atlanta series.
It means 40-11, 44-11.
Yeah, exactly. So that to me, and I'm not using this word pejoratively. I believe I think that's an ignorant bet in the sense that you're betting that in NBA terms of how things usually go when you get to the conference final. What history tells you when you see two good teams play each other. Because if you've been on this Knicks team and following this Knicks team the way we are, you know that betting the Cavs is throwing money away. Now, you might win because it's sports, right? You never know. But to me, the smart money would be going on the Knicks.
Yeah, I think I'm with Don completely. I think the untrained eye thinks close game 1, Knicks were lucky to get out of there with a win. You're correct. However, what you're missing is the Knicks were awful in game 1. They didn't play their game at all for 41 minutes. So I believe the Knicks will look more like the Knicks that they've been throughout the last 8-9 games, and this will be an easier game for the Knicks. And I think if Cleveland's going to get a win, if I were to pick a spot to not pick the Knicks, although I will because I'm committed to the gimmick at this point, it would be game 3, I think, going back to Cleveland.
The other aspect could be, and I fall into this, that you are aware of what the Knicks have been doing. You are aware of the Cavs and all that. Is it just the law of averages? Like at some point, this streak has to end.
They've won
right?
8 in a
They've
row.
won 8 straight games. It's the franchise record. It's tied the most we've seen in this postseason, and the team that did it, the Thunder, had it end at 8, and they're the defending champions. So could it be that, where there is logic to, all right, at some point this is going to have to end? Sure, it's easy to say it'll end in Cleveland, but will it get to 9?
Maybe
that
is what the bet is. Maybe people now are trying to get in on the it has to end.
Law of averages thing. Yeah, the Knicks' longest winning streak this season during the regular season, I believe, was 9.
Because you don't see these streaks even in hockey, right? Like Carolina's right now, they swept their first 2 series. They won 8 straight. Like you don't see that happen. So, will they get bit? They had to sit for I think it's 11 days, Alan. Last time they played when they play Montreal tonight. So
isn't that the longest since like 1919 or something like that?
No, it's ridiculous. But that's
we
what
were
happens.
at war. Yeah, you couldn't play for 12 days because we were at war.
Yeah, and nobody counted back then either. It's like, you play when you play. Shut up.
That's a good point.
Yeah, well, you're probably paying us to play back
right.
then.
You know, the circus is in town. The arena's not available.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to have to wait.
I always found that hilarious that, the Rangers would have to go play all of their Stanley Cup final games in Toronto because the circus was in town.
That's a true story. It's a true story.
No, it is.
The Knicks played at NBA Finals games in the 50s. They played them at an armory.
Listen.
Listen. The circus has to get booked.
Hey, the circus was drawing people in there.
That was a dress.
Not just flies.
That's a guaranteed win.
The circus was
big money back then.
Oh, listen, you didn't know. It didn't feel like the playoffs, Alan, right? For the Knicks or Rangers, unless you smelled like elephant manure
That's true.
in the building.
Because that time,
Like you knew. Because I remember it was the first time when I was covering the Devils Rangers series in '97. It was the second round. It's the first time I had experienced it. Like going in there, it's like because they moved you to a different location because there were more media, and all of a sudden you're smelling manure. Like, why is there? Oh, because the elephants are here because they're wedging games in between the circus.
You remember
you knew the team was good.
You would see all the rigging up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
If you ever watch old games, Rangers or Knicks and their old playoff games, you will notice if they ever show the ceiling, A, there's no scoreboard in the middle. B, there's rigging up on the ceiling. That's because the circus is in town. So there's like trapeze stuff. They pulled it up and they store it up high, but it's all there. And you always say to it, like, what's all that crap up on the ceiling? It was because the circus was in town.
They tell Billy Joel, get to stepping. Circus is coming.
Yeah, Stampy the elephant's here.
Move this piano and get going. All the buildings did it. I told the story about the old Boston Garden. When they tore the old Boston Garden down, they found monkey skeletons.
Stop it!
Yeah,
is that really true?
That's what they say.
That's true.
What they got
a family
stuck?
of monkeys. I guess 2 stayed and had a family.
Yeah, they escaped the circus. They hid in the bowels of Boston Garden.
Lived off the garbage.
They were able to live off all the peanuts and hot dogs and all that stuff, and never could find
Stale
them.
Beer.
And then, unfortunately, they didn't. They didn't vacate the premises in time. They imploded the building, and look what we found.
Oh, crap.
How many? Do you know?
I don't remember how many it was. I mean,
I got to look this.
I'll find it out.
Check it out.
Please look this up. And this is a great tale to tell.
I got it.
Already?
Yeah,
I will.
It might be an urban legend. I
love this story
I want
already.
to believe it.
I never knew this.
But you could totally see that happening, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
of
there's
course.
enough like after shows.
Are you kidding me?
There's enough like food laying around and stuff that they probably
All
were
right,
able
here we
to
go.
survive.
They could have figured it out.
There was only one monkey.
Okay.
Oh.
The mummified remains were found hidden in the arena's rafters by a demolition crew in 1998. Believed to have escaped from the Ringling Brothers Circus, which performed at the venue in the late 1930s. Rumors held that the animal survived in the rafters for years, feeding off of leftover arena snacks and fan concessions before eventually passing.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're living off that stuff. You don't know what you're eating. That's unreal.
You know what's amazing is that
what a great story.
like, the door is occasionally swung open. The monkey could have left.
What?
But
Why
he's like,
would you?
This is too good.
No.
I don't want to fend for myself in the streets of Boston.
I get to
hang
watch.
here.
I get to watch Larry Bird every other night. This is great.
The funny thing is that maybe when the circus came back, he'd rematriculate into the rest of the monkeys, and then when they leave, he'd disappear again. Like,
They wouldn't know he was gone. Oh, it's amazing. Bobo shows up in Boston only.
That would be a
though.
great
It's weird.
story.
He loves Boston. Well, then one day he just he finds a female and he's like, "Hey, why don't you stay with me? I got a spot up here."
Hey, between this and Mr. Jiggs, you got like plenty of great monkey stories coming from Don Hahn and Rosenberg. I'll tell you that.
Nothing better. Nothing better.
I don't know if you were in a way about it. I didn't notice until Anthony sent it to us earlier today that the back page of the Post had the whole Brunson Jeter thing.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
They must have been listening to the show because we've been talking about that. And I thought about it earlier. And I just wanted to hit you guys with this because I've got a couple of guys in mind. We've seen players come to teams like Mark Messier. Won 5 rings, comes to the Rangers. He's the missing piece. His leadership, his championship pedigree leads them to the promised land, right? You saw it with the Mets. They went out and got Keith Hernandez, who had won a title in '79 with the St. Louis Cardinals, and he steps into that room. Hey, guys, I'll show you how to win.
Right.
Kirk Gibson did it with the Dodgers back in '88. They couldn't get over the hump. He won a World Series in '84. He brought his leadership in.
Dave Andreychuk with the Lightning. Love that story.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Dave. Dave hadn't won. Now, he had played in conference finals. He had tons of experience, but hadn't won. But, again, had tons of experience. But for Brunson to come here, not with a ton of experience, not with a ton of postseason experience, and then be that guy. Like, it's very rare. The other ones I thought of, like Scott Stevens did it for the Devils. He hadn't won in Washington.
He was a great player though in Washington.
But he was a great player.
Yeah.
But he hadn't won. He didn't have a ton of postseason experience, but he was a leader and he led the Devils to 3 Stanley Cups. It's very rare that guys that hadn't won end up being the reason you won. But so Brunson's been able to do something it's kind of rarefied air of being able to come here and make them a championship team. But he's not bringing it from someplace else, right? Or bringing it from any kind of personal experience. But, boy, has it really shown with this team. Now, they won a championship yet, but the fact is they came close last year, feeling like they're going to be even closer this year, and it's all because of him. Or mostly because of it.
How much do you the college success pedigree, does
that's a good
matter?
question.
Because he didn't win 1. He won 2. And he was player of the year. Does that, look, I'm always about this. I don't think enough is put into players. And I heard this a lot in the NFL lately when it comes to drafts. A lot of teams now are looking at, did you win? Were you part of winning? Even late round picks, you'll take a guy that was in a winning organization or part of success. You take him over somebody that may look better physically or any of that stuff that they do in the NFL, but maybe wasn't part of winning. And you want guys who are just used to winning culture type players, especially leadership guys. And Brunson was all of those things in college. Still ended up being a second-round pick, all because of the size factor, right? Short arms, not very tall, and they didn't know how he would translate in the NBA. But the guy's a winner. Josh Hart, winner. And when you start bringing in people that they have that standard. This is what I'm about. And then you empower them with leadership. You know, Josh Hart was in other places, New Orleans, the Lakers, Portland. He was never like a leader. He came here and it was like, no, you be a voice here. Because he had his guy. He had Brunson there, and Brunson was emerging as that. I don't know.
That's an interesting question because
is that pedigree something that people overlooked with Brunson? And once he was given the opportunity to be a leader, his winning, like the whole idea of this guy's a winner, it sort of permeated.
You know, it's interesting too because you always heard that about Chris Drury, right? Like he won the Little League World Series. He won at every level. You know, Niedermeyer won at every level when he came to the Devils, right? So I guess there is something about, listen, it's apples and oranges, right? You win one game, you advance, where in the NBA you've got to win a best of 7 to advance. But winning's winning, right? It just knowing how to win, being in those situations. I mean, when Villanova's winning a national championship, Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, the television rating is probably the same or close to an NBA Finals game, right? And so you know the world's watching. You're playing in a building now that's holding 80,000 people, so more people are watching you live than in the arena in the NBA. And if you're able to hit clutch shots and help your team win, who is anybody to say, well, that was only college? This is the NBA. Yeah, we get it, but winning's winning, right?
But when you're winning in the NCAA tournament, that says a lot. But you still have to have the skill. I mean, we've seen guys who were great college players who won big-time championships who it just didn't translate in the NBA. But I just wonder, like, that's such an overlooked story in this whole thing. Is you added a guy that had a winning pedigree, and it might not have been in the NBA, but he had it. And once he was given, like, the ability to just go ahead and take the lead, his game had to do the first part of it, which is, oh, wait, there's something different about this dude. But then allowing him to be that leader, look at the stuff he's saying after a win like that. Is he talking about greatness? And is he bragging about the team? The first thing he talked about was how, for 3 quarters we weren't very good. We need to fix that. Right? Like it's the right mindset. And that's the Jeter stuff, if you ask me.
Exactly.
That's the connection to Jeter that I'm feeling.
Well, both. Isn't it? I love both things. It's the attitude as Jeter, and also the thing we were talking about in the meeting yesterday. Players who are not at any point the best player in their league, but in crunch time become the best player. That's also Jeter like.
And listen, Jeter's got rings and Brunson has none. Okay, so but that's not the comparison. The comparison is always saying the right thing, being the guy that comes up big almost every time you ask him to come up big. That's why when we take phone calls from Yankee fans about Jeter and Judge, that they all will take Jeter over Judge. Even though Judge is the better player, Jeter couldn't help but come through in almost every chance. And Judge so far hasn't, to be able to win the ring. But that's what we're talking about is the clutch gene, knowing in the biggest market in the country to never have a misstep, never make a mistake, never say the wrong thing. When every microphone, right, Alan, is waiting for Brunson to have a misstep, waiting him to say something so they can jump him, build him up to knock him down. And yet, I'm not a star. Always talking up his teammates instead of talking about himself. And having his biggest moments coming in the biggest points of a game, especially in the final 7 minutes of Game 1. That's where the comparison lies. Nowhere else. Now, if you're listening to us on 880, flip over to the app. Go to YouTube, because in mere seconds, our coverage of Mets and Nationals is going to get underway.
All right.
But don't worry, Knicks will be on 880 a little bit later on. But for those of you listening on 880, we'll say goodbye, flip over to the app, Mets coverage beginning right now.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Some stages celebrate. This one tests everything. Every drive, every approach, every putt. Pressure builds, resilience matters, and history waits for the bold. In June, the 2026 U.S. Open Championship returns to the Hamptons at the iconic Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Experience the world's best golfers as they compete on one of the sport's most storied stages. Daily tickets are available now on SeatGeek. Don't just watch greatness. Experience it live at the 126th U.S. Open.
First, I take a sabbatical, then do absolutely nothing.
Glorious. But what? You'd win the New York lottery, then do nothing?
Well, I'd also commission a cutting-edge mobile bed, so I never stop doing nothing, even when I leave my house.
Okay, but how can you do even less?
Well, I'll spend 6 months living with a Honduran capuchin monkey troupe to learn how to pick things up with my feet, so I never have to lift a finger again.
Oh, you'll be a hit at dinner parties. New York Lottery. Can you imagine? Play today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We're in bad shape already out there on the roads. Goethals Bridge just crawling into Jersey, all because of a car fire blocking the ramp to the turnpike for the truck lanes. Traffic is at a standstill there from the Staten Island side. Inbound George, still have some road work on the upper deck, about 20 to 30 minutes using 8095. All of your approaches the outbound George already packed. Not even the Henry Hudson going to help you out. Cross Bronx westbound, slam from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 15 to 20. Outbound Holland going to run you at 20 to 30. And Knicks hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers at MSG, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Watch Party Plaza 33 and Summer Stage in Central Park. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor.
You're listening to 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
All right, guys, you know in New York, every block is a business and every minute counts. And Amazon Hub Delivery lets you earn extra revenue from the business you already run. So if you own a small business and have your own vehicles and stuff like that, you want to listen closely. If you want to make some extra revenue, I'm going to help you out right here. You and your staff can deliver packages right in your neighborhood on a schedule that works for you. Now, it's a smart way to keep your hustle going, bring in more revenue, also give you more visibility, staying connected to the community you serve every day. So I'll give you an example. At Elaine Services Dream in Washington Heights, Elaine says tax season keeps her busy from January through April, but she values the extra revenue from Amazon Hub delivery that helps her manage expenses during the slower summer and fall months. By the way, getting started, it's easy. So there's no delivery experience necessary, no long-term contracts to sign, and no startup costs either. So New York local businesses, if you're ready to make your next move, do this. Visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery. Donnie?
Awesome. Just getting started here on a Thursday. 1-800-919-3776 is the number to call. It's always cool to get the vibe of fans a little bit after the fact, right? Like everybody was on a high the way they won game one, and now you kind of settle back into it and you evaluate where you are, and you got to feel great if you're a Knicks fan about them winning the series and taking a 2-0 series lead. But I just wonder, now that the euphoria of the win fades a bit, like, how do you analyze it? How do you look at it? Because as we open the show, Peter saw that the number went down. There are people that are betting the Cavs. Are they silly? Is it the law of averages because the Knicks are due to lose? Or is there something that we're missing? That where maybe the first 3.5 quarters of that game is kind of the way this series is going to go. I don't see it that way. I think the Knicks are a superior team. But could this be how every game goes in this series? Not the domination of the Cavs for 3.5 quarters, but a Cavs team that's not going to go quietly into that good night.
I looked at that game. I watched it back. And when you really think about it, the Knicks in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter is where it fell apart for them. And it was 21-5. The Cavs started making shots, and they started getting into their rhythm of their offense. And the Knicks defense wasn't very good, right? There was a lot of scrambling going on. So it started there. And then, of course, the third quarter, they gave up 35 points. And that's when the Cavs really looked like that was the offense. And I remember it. That offense is what they were using against Detroit, and it was killing Detroit. And it was the same thing. The Knicks kept trapping, trying to get the ball out of Harden's hands, trying to create turnovers, because that is the biggest weakness we know of the Cavs. So it started to become like, why? Well, stop trapping. Like, it's not working. They know how to beat it because Detroit was doing it. You're basically making it easy for them. They don't have to prepare for you because they already prepared for this defense. So it was a bit of a mistake. But sometimes I think in a series, especially early on, I'm going to try this. Let me see what this looks like. I want to try this. What do they do? What's their counter? You just want to make notes. And I think that kind of did that. Plus, he was trying to get his offense going, which wasn't doing well because of the missed threes, tons of them. I think what Mike Brown was thinking was, we got to get some transition points. And by doing that, we got to create turnovers. But it wasn't working. So it was a lot of what the Knicks were doing was leading to the Cavs playing very easy and very comfortable. It wasn't like the Knicks were just playing their ass off defensively and just getting torched. It was what they were doing in that moment. And I was like, why? And again, if I was still a beat writer, these are questions I'd be asking. Like, what made you go to the trapping there? Like, what was that about? Were you trying to see something? Because it clearly wasn't working. And they've already seen that. I watched that whole series. The Cavs were breaking that Detroit press over and over again. And it was leading to easy baskets, whether it was a cross-court pass for an open three or a layup from their bigs, because the bigs have to help. So when the fourth quarter started, there was still like this frustration with the Knicks not being able to just generate any offense whatsoever. And that's when I saw Jalen Brunson have his, a couple of huddles where he's like, telling guys, like, to stay in it. He's really being demonstrative, which he never does. And then the offense became clear out. Let me run some ISO. Let me just go one-on-one with some guys and get something going. And he got not just hot, like he got red hot. He made some guys, as fun as that run was, he made some improbable shots that only like a superstar can make these shots. Like, he was on another level with some of the shot making. One shot went off the high part of the glass, bounced in. So it was a confluence of a lot of things. But what you learned was, number one, the Knicks really still have to get their true offense, the one that was working against Atlanta and was working against the Sixers. They got to get that thing on track because I promise you, they're not going to just go back to running ISO with Brunson for 48 minutes. That's not going to happen. They need to run that offense with Towns as the hub because it's too easy to just this. Trust me, the Cavs will be ready for the next time Brunson wants to do the one-on-one stuff. They're not going to leave Harden on an island anymore. So that's got to happen from the beginning. The Knicks had better have some counters for what the Cavs were doing against that offense. But I'm looking at the Cavs offense, and what I saw later in the game was the Knicks defense started getting after it. And Landry Shamet made a difference defensively against Donovan Mitchell. And those two guys got tired. They're carrying a lot of minutes. So this game, too, with one day off, still favors the Knicks, in my opinion, because they learned some things in the game and still won it despite the fact that they didn't play well. And most importantly, they were 4 for 23 from 3 through the first 3 quarters, and then went 6 for 9 the rest of the game. Somewhere in between is their 40% average. That's who they are. So the fact that the rust, they shook it off by knocking down some of those threes, if they start out the game and they're back to like, okay, when we kick it out, we get an open three, we're going to knock it down 40% of the time, it's going to be a hard offense to stop. So that's what I'm looking at is the heavy minutes that the Cavs have. Think about this. And I know I'm going on a tangent, but I just want to put all this stuff in you guys' heads so you can react to it. Out of the top 4 players who have played the most minutes total in the NBA playoffs this year, 3 of them are Cavs. The one that's number 1 is Cade Cunningham. He's not playing anymore.
Nope.
And when James Harden gets 5 minutes tonight, he'll pass Cade, and then he'll be number 1. He's 36 years old. The Knicks aren't even in the top 10. There's not a single Knick in the top 10 in minutes. So the rust you want to see was completely knocked off. The rest factor, the fatigue factor, that stuff's going to matter when we get to the fourth quarter again if this is a close game.
Hey, I would be looking at this completely different if both teams finish their respective second-round series at the same time.
Great point.
Right? Because then you'd be like, what happened to the Knicks? What's going on here? We do explain it away by having 9 days off.
Yes.
As most likely the reason they got off to the slow start. If it were to happen again, well, now there's an issue, right? Now something's
That's why
going
I'm watching
on.
it because the especially the first half, 2 for 19 down that.
Yeah.
If they make 5 threes, 5 instead of 2, they get 7 for 19, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's 6 for 19, they're leading at the half. You know what I mean? Like you're feeling differently because. All right, they hit some shots. They hit some threes. You know, clearly if they're 8 or 9 for 19, now you're talking. But even if it was just still a low 30%, they'd be leading at the half. They would have had a different feel in that third quarter. But because they were so bad from 3 and it took 3 quarters to finally get there to calibrate, it's hard to believe they're going to shoot that poorly again from 3 because it wasn't like some defense that – God, they couldn't get off a 3. No, they were hesitating. Some of the guys didn't feel in rhythm. Josh Hart he didn't want to shoot. OG Anunoby, you could tell also, he even admitted it. He said it took me about 3 quarters to find my rhythm. I had to get my legs under me. He hadn't played in 2 weeks. So you just don't expect that. And if they're hitting those threes at a normal percentage, you know, offensively, they're still going to be able to put up a big number. And can the Cavs keep up with them? That's going to be the story of Game 2.
1-800-919-3776, the number to call. Let's go to Danny on Long Island. You get us started here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Looking forward to the game tonight. Boy, the first 3 games of both series here have been fantastic basketball. And the funny thing is you talk about the psychology of sports and that if you're in a locker room, the Cleveland coach can be saying, listen, you know, we had them. We played our game for 3 quarters, and it took a miracle. And so just play your game, we'll be okay. And the Knicks coach can be in his locker room saying, we played our worst game in a month, and we still managed to come back, so let's just stay calm and everyone move on to Game 2. I mean, it's been tremendous basketball, and I agree. you'd both be right. You could say the Knicks were rusty, and they clearly were. You could say that Cleveland ran out of steam because they played so many games, and you'd be right. So now we need to see what happens in Game 3, where the series develops its character. Is it going to stick to this? Are the Knicks going to keep going, or are we going to have a real series now? We're going to see what happens. It takes 3 or 4 games to get into the series to see exactly what's going on. So I'm interested to see what that is. And Don, I have a short list for you.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I have in my memory that I witnessed. I have the best 3 New York sports playoff comebacks. All 3 led to a championship, so it might have been some random game somewhere that I'm not counting. But I'll give you 3 in-game comebacks that led eventually to a championship.
All right.
Jim Leyrit's game 3 of the Yankees down 2-0 and 6-0. Come all the way back. He hits the big 3-run home run, ties the game. The Yankees go on to win 4 in a row. Islanders down 3-1 in a elimination game to the Penguins, second year of the dynasty, down 2 goals with 5 minutes to go.
Yep.
They scored 2 goals to tie it and win it in overtime, and they don't lose a game. I don't think they lose a game. The rest, Tonelli. Of course.
Yeah. Yes. And I'll never forget his celebration after. He was literally dancing, like the way he was on his toes after he scored that goal. Never forget that. Great reference.
If you go on YouTube and watch the overtime, it's just unbelievable. But and I don't think they lost the game the rest of the playoffs after that. And last but not least, the greatest one, of course, is the Mets Game 6 of the World Series.
Sure.
And then special note that in Game 7 they were actually down 3-0 into the 6th inning. I left out the Jets, of course, because they don't actually have a great playoff moment. But other than that, everybody enjoyed the game.
Can I add one?
Yes.
I mean, how about Devils Rangers 94 Game 6? They're down. What was it? Was it 2-0 and 2-1?
It was 2-0.
They were about to be
eliminated.
eliminated.
Kovalev scores the goal to make it 2-1.
That's a huge comeback.
And the Rangers said, because all the Ranger fans that were at the Meadowlands, they were quiet because the Devils were dominating the game. Then Kovalev scores. The Ranger fans start to get hurt. They had the momentum, and then they blew them out in the third. But, listen, 2-0 is not impossible to come back from. But I still contend if Kovalev doesn't score and the Devils go into the third up 2-0, they win the game.
Especially that
changed the momentum. And, the Mets had the 2 comebacks, in game the Game 6 and 7 against the Red Sox, and, of course, the Game 7 against the Astros, down 3-0 going into the 9th inning. And then they were down in Game 7 and, of course, in Game 6. It was just the miracles galore in that 86 run for the Mets.
Yeah.
And everybody remembers, we've talked about this quite a bit, that even though it was Game 6 of the Astros series, every Met fan felt like it was really Game 7 because they were not going to beat Mike Scott in Game 7.
Yeah.
And you never hear that. That never comes up in any other example of, well, we weren't going to win Game 7. As good a team as that was, but Mike Scott had their number. Was he doctoring the ball? We'll never know, but he was untouchable, and they were not going to hit him in a Game 7, you wouldn't think. So they felt like they had to win that game because they were not win Game 7. So they played that game, and I remember watching it as a fan. It's Game 6, they're up 3-2 in the series, and I felt like it was a Game 7. Like that, even though they weren't facing elimination, it felt like they were facing elimination.
Yeah, I remember the tension of that game.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Good, that was a good call.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matt. He's in the Bronx. You're on Don, Hahn Rosenberg.
Hey, good afternoon, fellas. Thank you for taking my call.
You got it.
I want to start by saying how psyched I am about tonight's game. Like most of New York. See what they have tonight. They should hopefully come out a little better than the other night. And I had a question, which I want to preface by saying I am not in any way saying that this Knicks team is definitely going to make the finals. You have to play the games. And obviously this group has not made the finals in years past. But where would you guys rate this team compared to the 94 or 99 team? Considering 94 is probably the most gritty team, in my opinion, and had Ewing in his prime, who might have been the biggest superstar, and then the 99 team was special in their own way. So I just wanted to get your opinion, and let's go Knicks.
All right, thanks a lot for the call, Matt. I'll let you start. Obviously, you were a fan then of the team.
99 is more closely related to this because they figured it out in like in the playoffs. We talked to Marcus Camby about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just because it was such a shortened season. They only played 50 games with a lockout, and they had added pieces like Camby and Sprewell, and they had to figure it all out. How was it going to work? Sprewell with Houston, Starks was gone at that point. Ewing had gotten hurt during the season and had to play through a lot of stuff, but he was still Patrick Ewing. And they were like barely over 500. They made the playoffs in like the last week of that season. They were an 8th seed, but nobody saw them at that, and they just kind of clicked at the right time. And that's what, like, I feel like this team, even though it wasn't an 8th seed, but clicking at the right time seems to be like that. And a veteran team that you felt like it was at time. They felt like it was their time. And I still contend that if Ewing was healthy, if he didn't have the calf injury that kept him out and he couldn't play, he barely really could move. He wasn't in great shape because he was representing the union in all the talks, and he never really got to put in a full off season of conditioning. So he was not right. But if he's right, I still think they have a better – and Larry Johnson's back went out on him. Like, there were too many things that happened in the run that took away from their chance to actually win the thing, but they had a lot of miracle moments.
Hey, Marcus said he thinks they would have won if Ewing wasn't hurt.
There's a belief there because there's no way. Patrick and Marcus, they had a big front line. What they had with Larry Johnson, that would have been enough to go up against what that Spurs team had with, obviously, Tim Duncan and David Robinson. The 94 team, I don't see a comparison. Because that team, I mean, you remember Michael beat them every year, but that was the year Michael wasn't there. It was sort of like the window had opened and they had to win it. But they were together for such a long time through so many wars, and then to have Michael not there, that's not really what you could say about this team. Yeah, they've been through wars. That's similar. But that was an older team. I don't know if this team, I would compare them. That 94 team is still, that's the closest the Knicks have been to truly winning a championship, obviously, with Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
This team has to get to the finals before you can put them on that same level as that 94 team.
When you look at the 94 roster, it is funny, though, because obviously it's a team that's known for defense. But it is interesting to look at it, Alan, because God, they just did not have a lot of offensive weapons. I mean, you know they're a defensive team.
Yeah, look what they averaged per game.
And just trying to look at where they're getting the points from.
Well,
I mean, it's Hubert Davis.
It was random. It was very no. It was. Patrick did a lot. He carried the load offensively, and Starks and Harper, that's they would get offense from guys like that.
And Hubert Davis, and it's an interesting bunch.
Yeah, but they were a physical.
I mean, Oakley was good.
Team.
Oakley was good for 4 points. Count on that.
But that's why it's different to compare. But it's not styles. It's more of where they were in comparison to the rest of the NBA. That team was literally, they were right there. They went into that season the odds-on favorite to win the championship. I believe the Knicks went into this season number 2 or number 3 in odds to win the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the closest they've been as the odds-on favorite since 94, going into the 94 season. So they got to get there first for me to say, all right, this is the best team since the 73 team. The one that, easily won. They were the best team in the league that year. They were a great team. But that 94 team still is ahead of them right now because you obviously have to make that next step and get into the final.
1-800-919-3776. That guy Thursday at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6, and we're leading you right up till 7 o'clock. At that time, Pat O'Keefe takes over for the pregame of Game 2, Eastern Conference Final from Madison Square Garden. Knicks, Cavs, all happening here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now!
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again! 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app. Wait!
Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
This is your reminder to check in daily because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Check for a new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far-corner 3. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including ZipRecruiter, Amazon Hub Delivery, Princeton Jeep, and Food Bazaar on ESPN New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Oh yeah, baby.
What is this?
It's another sort of fake version, but it's the instrumental for a Jay-Z song off of his first album.
Well, this is the Isaac Hayes Lost in Love.
Oh, sorry, this is the original.
Bang.
So it's not the fake instrumental, it's the sample.
All right.
I'll be honest, I didn't know the Isaac Hayes song before, as you can tell, before the Jay-Z song.
Well,
I know Politics as Usual by Jay-Z.
Isaac Hayes, you know Shaft, right?
Mm-hmm. I know plenty of, sure. Of course.
Right.
Yeah, like you dream about.
And then, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, he had the reemergence with the salty balls on.
Sorry? But why would that
South
be?
Park.
But why would that be unfortunate?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's what he wanted to be remembered for.
Well, hold on. He certainly knew it was a big deal. Because it was big when he was alive. Like it was a huge deal.
It was a big deal, but I'm thinking from a musician standpoint. I mean, if that's the second song that people think of.
No, you're forgetting stuff.
No, but I'm just saying I'm
you're not thinking just the character, because he was the character on the show.
We're having a conversation about him, and I mentioned Shaft, and then Salty Balls is the second thing. I'm sure he's rolling in his grave right now. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't want to be remembered for that. He chose to do it. It was a big thing. South Park, as big as it was.
But you're jumping right to the Salty Balls part. I didn't remember the name of the song. I just remembered his voice being the character on the show.
Yeah.
I remember that more than the song.
The song, though, because he would make meatballs,
right,
for the kids, and he would sing about the salty balls.
You put them in your mouth and suck them.
Yeah, he's very detailed.
Wow.
And like the lunch ladies would all swoon while he sang the song.
This is a musical dignitary.
Oh, Walk On By Isaac Hayes. Great record.
I'm just saying that.
I stand accused. The Look of Love.
Yes.
But like Richie Havens, these are iconic people. He's right up there, and I'm sure he does not want that song to be the second song mentioned by some yo-yo in sports talk radio.
But what I'm saying is, it didn't have to be that. You're the yo-yo who made the choice.
But
it shouldn't have been. It should have been.
Honestly,
Alan, you tell me the truth.
Most people do.
Alan, tell me the truth.
What's that?
When Isaac Hayes just came up, and I just please give me your God's honest truth. Don't be on any side. I don't care where you fall. Okay. When we started talking about Isaac Hayes, did any part of you go to Salty Balls, or are you just thinking he's a legend, full stop, and then the other extra bonus thing at the end was the South Park? That just obviously had a big impact on your life.
I'm being honest. I'm being honest, Don. I love the reference, and I always laugh because the character was hilarious, and he really seemed to lean into it, which was even funnier.
Right.
But no, it's not the first thing I think of.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't the first thing I thought of. I thought of Shaft.
You think of Shaft. Of course you think of Shaft.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people that Salty Balls would be the first thing they thought. But depending on what age they are.
Here's why,
I guess it's an age thing, yeah.
You know what, though? Here's what I'm gonna say Don's wrong, though. If you are of the age where that's what you'd think of first, you probably don't even think of his name. You probably don't even really know anything about him. You just know he's the character from South Park.
You recognize the
he worked at the radio station at KISS, and his son still puts out really good music content. But yeah, Isaac Hayes, what a voice, man! What a vibe.
Mm-hmm. But that's what
now
made
we need
it
Shaft
so
when
funny.
we come back.
But unfortunately, the kids that found it funny, that it was only half funny. What made it so amazingly funny? It's Isaac Hayes.
Is that it's Isaac Hayes, right?
It's crazy. They still make them. Andrew Gunling, still watches every episode.
Oh, I thought you meant the Salty Ball.
I felt out of that 20 years ago. But there was when that first came out, when that first cartoon came out, before it was even picked up by Comedy Central, it was one of the biggest things ever. And because they obviously cut back on the art of the cartooning, allows them to be topical, right? Because if they wanted to spend months having great animation, And then they wouldn't be able to have things that happened like the previous Wednesday be on the new episode. But I kind of fell out of it. There was a time The Simpsons were big for me. There was a time South Park was big for me.
Same.
There was a time that Family Guy was big for me. And
Beavis and Butthead.
I can keep it for a little while and then it loses me.
Well, after a while, it's like, all right, I've seen these jokes. Like, it just starts to become like sort of the same idea. But I mean, Simpsons are the most, as far as like just creative and funny and all that stuff.
They're all creative and funny.
I for whatever reason in the 90s, I got so much into Beavis and Butthead. Like really got into it, and now it's like I can't.
Hey.
They brought it back, and I'm like, I can't watch.
I told you when we were at Sports Phone, we'd have all the games on, and one TV had MTV.
Yeah,
for the videos, for the real world, and for Beavis and Butthead. Speaking of Butthead, let's go to Spike in St. Pete. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Spike?
I take that as a compliment.
I'm kidding.
I love
Spike.
Beavis. I know you are. I love Beavis and Butthead.
I got some news for you, Spike. I got some news for you, Spike.
Zach Sarver.
Oh,
Zach Sarver.
See, yes,
You
Zach
knew
Sarver.
he knew.
I didn't know you'd know.
I sent it to you at 9:05 this morning. Real quickly,
did?
I want to just say something to all you guys. No, this is all good. I love you guys. Your station, between you guys and Michael, the shows I listen to because of my hours up, and Ty Butler coming on after the show, and Pat O'Keefe, and Tyler and Monica, and the pre and post on MSG. No better coverage anywhere. I know the whole world loves Barkley, and that's fine. But to me, my guys, the local guys, this has been the absolute. Now, the Knicks are really good and they have a chance because I think the other two teams are going to beat the crap out of each other. I think this is the best coverage locally anywhere. You should all get Emmys. And here's what I saw last night in the Oklahoma City game. As soon as I saw Tony Brothers, I'm a stickler for officiating, I said he's going to let him play, and it's going to be a physical game. And how do these players adjust from a Mark Davis to a Tony Brothers to a Scott Forster to a Zach Zarba, who's the most consistent official? At least they know what they're dealing with.
He's the best one.
And all I could say, look, that's a 7-gamer. That's a 7-gamer,
I hope
depending.
so.
And if Castle and Dylan Harper, a tremendous rookie, shadowed by the two kids, and Castle's a great defender. 20 turnovers, points off of turnovers, and they don't let that goon Dort. One day he can play all right, and I thought about Orsa Thompson. I'm telling you, we could argue till the doomsday. I still think Detroit was taken out of that game by the officiator. Neither here nor there. I think the Knicks are going to be fine. I just got off my buddy for 2 hours. I said, what do you want to see tonight? I want to see Towns put his shoulder down and take Mobley to the basket, let him wind up on his ass with an and one, and I'll feel really good. And we talked about the hack of Mitch. Just listen to me out real quick, and thanks for the time. Don't put Mitch in until the start of the second quarter. He did it twice. You'll be in the penalty with 7:45 to go.
I know.
It's a don't put in Huck 40. Put in Huck 40 if Towns gets it for 2 minutes.
I don't know if I'm going that far, but
What do you think?
you are right about when you play Mitch versus because you know they're going to do it. He was 2 for 8 from the free throw line. I mean, it starts to get crazy. But it does disrupt your offense, and it did disrupt the Knick offense. It was very obvious that it did, and it worked, so you had to get him out of the game. So that's true. Definitely have to watch the rotations there. Cat's not going to do that, though, what Spike said. He's not going to lower his shoulder and have that dominant big man post-up thing because Mobley's bigger, like longer, and Cat's not a great 2-foot jumper. So he could bang all he wants into his chest and try to drive him under the rim. The minute he goes up to take a shot, it's getting blocked. He's got to drive, and he's got to be a passer. And those are the two things. And shoot his threes. That's where you need him to be as aggressive as he can be. But this series isn't going to be easy for him because they've got two guys that can jump, that are 7-footers, that can block shots, and they're going to give him a hard time on his drives and on anything he does around the rim because he's not a great 2-foot jumper. So you got to live with what you're getting from Cat in this series. He dominated the first 2 series because the matchups were there. I don't think he's going to have as dominant of a series in this one because they've got big dudes that can contend with him.
Big 4 o'clock hour. Talk a little Yankees, too, coming back as they've got an injury to deal with. That guy Thursday at the bottom of the hour, ENN at 6, Knicks coverage at 7. Don Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
All right, spring's here, and you know what that means. It's time to get that grill going, and if you're not shopping at Wild Fork Foods, you're doing it all wrong. Right now, you get bacon-wrapped pork rounds for $2 each, $2. That's not normal. And chicken thighs for $2 a pound. That's awesome quality at a great value. Everything's blast frozen, so it actually tastes fresh. You got 7 stores or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
Harry Douglas here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast, others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in. Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas, it's Tully time. Yeah.
It's Tully time.
Mets Nationals underway on 880, so you can listen to it there. The Knicks host the Cavs. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Coverage on 1050 starts at 7. And, of course, we have it right after the Met game and joining in progress on 880. And then the Yankees and the Blue Jays will be at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew. Try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Now, it is getaway day in Washington, so I wouldn't be surprised, as long as there's no weather delays, that game will be over lickety-split and you'll be able to get Pat O'Keefe on 880. But you never know with these things. Wanted to give an update. Great game last night. 2 great pitchers going between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Cam on the mound for the Yankees, and they lose the game 2-1. Game didn't start till after 9 because of the rain, and Alan will tell you all about that. But they did lose the game 2-1, and they lost Trent Grisham in the slide at second.
Right.
Injured his knee. Not in the lineup tonight. He's going to get imaging. They're very optimistic that he's not going to be on the injured list, but no surprise, he's not in the lineup tonight for the Yankees against the Blue Jays. So something to keep an eye on. He's been good. Sound after the game yesterday. Trent talking about what happened on that slide at second.
I don't really know. Just felt weird in my knee for a little bit, so it didn't feel like something I should mess with. So got out of the game, and we'll see tomorrow.
And right after the game, Boone just gave his level of concern for the injury.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to speculate too much, but he usually is. For him to come out of the game definitely raises your eyebrows. So we'll see what we have and go from there.
So there you are. Yankees lose a game against the Blue Jays. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but injuries to key players can be. And Judge struggling a little bit. Also, again, not the end of the world, but struggling just a tad.
It happens with him, though. We know that. He goes through these, and you got to ride him out, and that's why you can't always rely on him, because you got to give him an opportunity to go through the usual slumps and stuff. And when he goes through slumps, for him, it's not just he doesn't hit it to people. He just doesn't hit it. He misses the ball. And you Savage, by the way, I mean, we already know he's dangerous. He's really good.
Yeah,
that was a hell of a pitching matchup. Schlittler and Savage feel like they should probably go up against each other for years, right?
Yeah, they should, for sure.
That's what you would expect.
Now, they were a little bit more protective of him because he's coming off the injury, so he only gave you 6 last night.
Yeah, but he gave Judge a hard time, man.
But, God, the Rays just keep winning. Beat Baltimore.
Tell me about it.
So,
how about Boston, by the way? Boston's won 4 or 5 now.
Yeah, Boston's not bad. They're only 5-5 in their last 10, but they have won 3 in a row.
The thing is,
they're still 5 under.
Yeah.
Blue Jays still 5 under. So right now it's a 2-team race, but again, the Rays are 4 ahead of the Yankees.
It's crazy.
5 in the loss column.
It's just they're
33-15.
Yeah, it's annoying. Very annoying.
And so their winning percentage is .688, and that is the best winning percentage in Major League Baseball. The only one close, the Braves, with a .680. They're 34-16. Braves have a 9-game lead over the Phillies, and the Phillies have played outstanding since Don Mattingly has taken over. They've won 7 of their last 10, and that's with a 2-game losing streak. So the Braves kind of running away with things. Rays aren't running away with it. But did you see that? I wish I wrote it down. I saw it on Twitter that since 2010, the Yankees record is through the first 50 games is always within 2 or 3 of what it is now. They're 30-20. They're always 29-11, or 31-9.
Mm-hmm.
They always seem to have the same start over the first 50 games. Even the year they missed the playoffs with all the injuries in 23, I think they were 30-20.
Yeah, the bottom fell out. Remember that.
Right.
And even last year, remember, by June, I always remember because it's Flag Day, June 14th, what their record was. I think they had 50 wins by then. And they were – that's when they went into that series with the Red Sox and got swept, and it was just a disaster from that point forward. But I remember, just feeling every year it's like they have a good May, and it's July and some of August where, you go through the injuries and everything else. They always have to navigate the second half of the season and find a way to just be playing their best in September. But – yeah, they generally get off to good starts. They do. They generally don't have bad starts. It's these finishes to the season that we all get frustrated by.
Or there's always just some point where there's that lull that they seem to go through. Here's the latest from Brian Hoke. Trent Grisham said imaging showed no structural damage. It's a relief. He is hoping to be available off the bench tonight in an emergency. So that's really good news. Really good news that he could be available coming off the bench on a night where he is not starting. But kind of crazy. You thought, hey, Red Sox starting pitching. Baltimore made some news. They get Alonso. And there they are. It's the Rays again. And just off to and then nobody else. The Blue Jays, who owned the Yankees last year, they're off to a terrible start. Now, I do think the Blue Jays will get better. I don't know if Baltimore and Boston will, but as you said, Boston's playing a little bit better as of late. But
I'm always keeping an eye on them.
It kind of just feels like now that I'm not saying that the Blue Jays can't make the playoffs, but as far as the division is concerned, it feels like it's a 2-team race with the Yankees trying to hang on here and just can't afford to let it slip away.
Is it a race if you're 5 games back in the loss column?
You got to make it a race. You can. I'll believe the Rays when I see it, but every year they're good. This time they seem to be special. I think the Yankees are more equipped to make moves at the deadline and change some things around a little bit. But it's really interesting when you're worried about other teams, rightly so with the Blue Jays and how they played the Yankees last year, and it's the Rays that end up being the problem. 1-800-919-3776. Don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have That Guy Thursday. At 6 o'clock, we'll have ENN. But let's get back to the busy phones. Let's talk to Ant in Newark. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, man?
Alan, Don, Peter, I appreciate y'all taking my phone call. Alan, if you remember me, I'm the Boston fan and had to get your opinion on what you said on Get Up. I'll give my prediction on the series first. I think Knicks in 5. I don't really believe in Cleveland that much. I just think the inconsistency will end up being a downfall. But what I wanted to get your opinion on is something that I heard on the morning show, and I think it's a little prisoner of the moment. I guess people got into Jalen Brunson versus Patrick Ewing talk as far as greatest Knick.
Oh, God.
And, yeah, oh, God is right, because I honestly think Patrick clears. But, you know, you don't want to get into these conversations because it ends up poo-pooing the other. But It's just like, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, Patrick's team were nothing compared to what the Knicks team is now, in my opinion.
Well, the game's
different. I just think Patrick's role was when the game is different, right? Big men were more prevalent then. And I'm a young guy, so.
Yeah, they played slower. They didn't really.
I'll be 30 my birthday.
Oh, all right. So you didn't see it. So the game was not only slower, they played inside out. They also played – they didn't shoot the three nearly – like the three was if you were down late, you started taking threes. The three wasn't something you used as that kind of a weapon. The three was more of like in situational thing, not a this is every plan. Every offensive possession, the plan is if you can get a three, get a three. And back then it wasn't that. Back then it was get as close to the rim as possible. And so, like, it's just the game's completely different. But prisoner of the moment is the best way to describe any type of conversation about that right now, because you watched game one and you saw what he did. And we know, look, the Knicks, since Jalen Brunson has been here, have had, this is their best run since Ewing's years. But it's 4 years. Patrick's was 15. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs for over a decade. Like, you can't compare the two, the longevity of it.
But also, you can just wait.
You can't push him ahead this soon.
But or you can just wait a few weeks, and if they win a championship, you can. You know what? And that's that. So,
let's talk on my birthday.
Yeah.
Let's talk on my birthday. You want to talk? We'll talk on my birthday, and then we can have that conversation.
Because people may not know Alan's birthday.
Well, that's Game 7.
It's Juneteenth. It's Game 7.
It's always been a national holiday.
That's right. And by that day, we may not have an answer, but we may have an answer.
Yeah.
If the Knicks are champions, I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson will have surpassed Patrick Ewing. Well, that's how sports ends up working.
Just based off of the rings cultures thing, yeah.
That's it.
I think you'd have to then say that, just like I am not comfortable by saying, because I still think Clyde is the greatest living Knick legend. The greatest. And Clyde will tell you Willis Reed is the greatest player in Knicks history. And Willis Reed always said, and I know this because I talked to him about it before he passed, Patrick Ewing is the best player the Knicks have ever had. But Willis's eyes were unfortunately never got to see Jalen Brunson do what he's doing in a Knick uniform. But that's what he always said. The captain, Willis, always said that about Patrick.
Well, but I'm just telling you how, especially the younger generation is going to look at it. Same reason why automatically Jeter is better than Judge, because Jeter's got 5 rings and Judge doesn't have one. Yeah. All right? So there is the ring culture, and also kind of a subplot to the ring culture is expectations.
Right.
All right? When Dave DeBusschere is jumping up and down when the Knicks win the draft lottery, he's not jumping up and down of 15 years of consistently going to the playoffs and Patrick Ewing being one of the top players in the history of the sport.
No.
He's thinking we're going to win 7 championships with this guy.
We've got the best player we've got the best player in college and who's now coming to the NBA, and he's going to change everything for us.
And how rude this is and how unfair it is. There can be in certain circles a case made that Patrick Ewing did not live up to expectations, that he was a bit of a disappointment because he didn't deliver the rings. And if Brunson can deliver a ring, Peter's right. They're going to look at it and go, well, he was able to do something that Patrick Ewing couldn't do, and that's actually win a ring. Now, nobody is ever going to compare the two players.
No.
Right now, if you came out with the greatest players of all time, we're talking about how Brunson is underappreciated in NBA circles.
Right.
Right. So he probably wouldn't make a list the way Patrick Ewing was guaranteed to make a list. But in the ring culture, as you put it, he would be right up there. Right?
Yes.
So
of course. And that's what you're waiting for. But like, it's such a premature conversation.
Of course. Well, just because you haven't won.
And to walk out of that game, and it's game one of the Eastern Conference Finals, not the NBA Finals. And to walk out of that game, and the first thing you want to do is find a way to push Brunson ahead of Ewing, it doesn't make sense.
But
you're searching a narrative that isn't there. You're begging for a conversation that isn't there. It's not there. It doesn't exist. It can't exist. It can in a week from now.
Well, I think we've said this. We've had this conversation many times, and we've always prefaced it with if he wins.
Yes.
Because there is no conversation unless he wins. But it's getting closer, man. It's getting realer and realer by the day. Even last night, the Knicks catch the break. The Thunder bounce back. They even the series, so they're locked to go 5.
Oh, not only just that, Don. Look at the injury report. De'Aaron Fox still isn't like his ankle thing is. I mean, he might play Game 3, but we don't know. And now Dylan Harper. You saw what happened to his ankle, and he walked off. At least he walked off. But they got to get imaging today on that. I'm waiting to see what that's going to mean because you can't keep losing players. And then on the other side, Oklahoma City, Jalen Williams is gone. He walked off. He had his hamstring wrapped up. That hamstring's been bothering him all season. So something happened to him there, and he's the second best player on that team. And then A.J. Mitchell, who's been a phenomenal backup, like he could be the next Brunson. A.J. Mitchell, guys, is somebody that if he becomes a free agent, he could do what Brunson did. Go to another team, make it his team, and be an all-star. That's how freaking good this guy is. And he's their backup point guard, essentially, but he plays next to Shea in a lot of situations because he can handle the basketball. He's really good. He had something happen with his quad. Nobody is saying what it is just now. We don't know if it's like a contusion. Did he have a cramp? Something happened, but he left the game. So what you're also seeing is a series that's going to be a war, and is already attrition starting to happen. And so whoever comes out of this series, what condition are they going to be in when they head to the NBA Finals? You talk about it falling into place. The Toronto Raptors won a championship over one of the greatest teams in the history of the NBA. And that's the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin Durant and had won 2 titles. How did they do it? Sure, Kawhi Leonard was great, but how did they really do it? Because Kevin Durant's Achilles popped and Klay Thompson's knee blew up. And Steph Curry wasn't really right physically.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it all like by himself. And so that's what you needed to have happen to let the Raptors win the championship. Nobody says it. Nobody puts an asterisk on, well, it's not really a championship. This happened. No, they won the championship. They have a banner. So that's what you're watching in this series, is to see what's the attrition and what's left of either one of these teams when they get out of this series and go into the NBA Finals.
Let's go to Sam in Montclair. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Just wanted to touch on something real quick. I found it fascinating. Alan kind of touched on it. Over these last couple of days, I had to look something up. It's called the illusory truth effect. Over these last couple of days, we keep hearing just how well Cleveland played for 40 minutes. They played good for 3.5 quarters. So much so that New York Talk Radio has picked it up. Even Don said it earlier. And we watched the game. We've seen Cleveland have less points in the first quarter than they had in the collapse quarter. They had more turnovers in the first quarter than they had in the collapse quarter. So how did they play well for 40 minutes if they was losing by 11 with 5 minutes left in the first half?
Yeah.
Really, they played good for 1.5 quarters and bad for 2.5 quarters.
You know what?
The only difference is
brilliant. This is brilliant. Brilliant. You nailed it. Here's why. And this is what he's referencing, guys. It was 20-16 after the first quarter. They had 16 points. in the first quarter.
23-16.
Yeah, 23. Right. They had 16 points in the first quarter. They had 18 points in the fourth quarter and 3 in overtime. So for the first, fourth, and overtime, they scored 37 points total. In the second and third quarter, they scored 67 points. So really, he's right. The majority of the time, the Cavs did not play well offensively either. But they had a pop, as I told you, 21-5 to end the half. That little pop right there was what stood out the most. It got them back in the game. They had a 2-point lead at the half, and then they were able to do some stuff in the third quarter that was reminiscent of what they did to the Pistons to win that game by 30 in Game 7. But the idea that they had a really good game and just couldn't finish it is not exactly true. And that's a great call.
No, that's a good point. Well, even you and Peter went at it to start the show yesterday.
Right.
And that was Peter's point. It's like, well, it wasn't like the Cavaliers were great. That's how bad the Knicks were.
Yes.
But that lends to still, it took an epic run for them to be able to at least force overtime.
And all of that is what speaks to why I like the Knicks so much tonight. I just think. Let me say this. I think that if the Knicks are as serious as we all think this is, not just some like fun, fleeting thing, but they're really making a go of this and they're going to compete for a championship, I truly believe we will see a different version of them tonight than we did 2 days ago.
Alan Hahn.
Yeah,
it's all about the ring, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about this, right? How the ring culture, and it's all about how important the ring is. And I've been telling you how important Rings End is for me, and I can tell you how important Rings End can be for you. So we have a project going on. Rings End is a part of it, and that is great. They're getting us a nice French door for a project we're doing. And Rings End has an extensive inventory of all built-to-last high-end product lines for your home that contractors, of course, rely on. See, Rings End has showrooms also with products that you can touch and feel and try them out, and so you know exactly what you're getting. It's not just a page in a magazine or just something where the guy just goes, yeah, it's a door. We're going to send it to you. We'll put it in. It'll be nice. You'll like it. No, I need to see this door. I want to know what it looks like. How can I picture it in my house? So if you can't make it to a store, you can also shop online at ringsend.com. And you can talk to anybody over there as well. And I'm telling you, I'm dealing with them, and they are absolutely phenomenal. They know everything you need to know. They're asking me questions. I'm like, it's a door. I don't need to. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Outswing, right hand, what kind of hardware I want. I never thought of this stuff until they talked to me about it. So if you want to go in and see them, they have 8 full-service lumber yards in Connecticut and Westchester County. They also have 12 freestanding paint centers as well. Again, if you can't make it anywhere, you just want to check them out, go to ringsend.com. That is ringsend.com.
We've got That Guy Thursday. It's coming up next. Hahn and Rosenberg right here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble, 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner, three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. I'm big on having the right game plan on the ice and at home, which is why I use Viking Pest Control myself as the pest control provider and proud partner of the New Jersey Devils. Viking has been protecting homes for over 45 years with expert pest control service and solutions tailored just for you. From ants and cockroaches to rodents, stinging insects, and backyard mosquitoes, Viking keeps pests out of your house and out of the play. Bundle pest control with mosquito services and save big. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Viking Pest Control, protecting your home inside and out.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got the Yanks home tonight in the Bronx. If you're getting a jump start using the inbound George, stick with the upper deck if you can. Lower level, a crash on the span. About a 15 to 20-minute ride in building using 8095. All of your approaches the outbound side are crawling aside from the Henry Hudson West Side Highway northbound. A long line of brake lights from the Intrepid. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 30 to 40. Outbound Hung, going to run you over an hour. Belt eastbound at a standstill. A crash over by Pennsylvania Avenue in Brooklyn. Delays there from right before the Verrazano. You're backed up into Bay Ridge. And LaGuardia down to one runway. They still have those sinkhole repairs. Definitely want to check with your carrier before heading out. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
We all have that one friend.
I'm talking about the yo-yos who set themselves on fire and bathe in pork and beans.
Or know that one person.
I'm here with my family.
Who can't help but be.
He's not cool. His voice is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
That guy.
I didn't know it was banner night. We won't be out for that.
It's time for That Guy Thursday.
Hey guys, anyone want to play some ball?
With Hahn Rosenberg.
He's just being that guy.
It's the best intro on the show. There's no question about it.
Who takes a bow for that, Anthony?
Is it a Brown shirt and Anthony vehicle or combination?
Oh, Brown shirt. Two people in the studio are pointing at Brown shirt. Good for you, man. It's the hidden things that people don't think about. Imaging guy. What is that?
We don't know.
Well, it's the image of the radio station.
Oh, that's right.
We don't know.
No, it's But did Anthony send him towards, I'm talking about the people who set themselves on fire and bathe in pork and beans? Did Anthony send you that, though?
He must have said you got to use
because
it.
that is the brilliance of the whole thing. I don't remember Don saying it, but the way he says it is as if there are really people who do that. Like the casualness. I'm talking. You know the kind of people I'm talking about. The ones who set themselves on fire and bathe in pork and beans. I know he's vaguely referring to the Buffalo Bills and maybe himself. That may be Repug Don that he's referring to. Zubaz Don, as it were.
Or, no, because I loathe pork and beans. My mom would try to sneak them on the plate when we were kids. I wouldn't have it. But keep an eye on the Bills. Maybe that you will see, diving into tables and all. Maybe you'll see them jump into a vat of pork and beans.
Yeah, it's on the table.
And they're listening to the show because apparently, according to them, they are local.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you never know. Depending on
They're not, though, because they're a Toronto suburb. Let's be honest.
But, in all seriousness, Toronto suburb of Jays.
You know what I mean?
They're like twin cities. Buffalo.
It's like Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Buffalo and Toronto are honestly Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Jays.
Separated by a lake.
The people in Toronto love the Bills and go to Buffalo to go to Bills games. And there are Buffalo people who travel to Toronto all the time. Obviously, they're not Leafs fans because you have
watch
a
some
hockey
baseball.
team.
Well,
they'll go watch the Blue Jays. Exactly. Yeah. Go check in, take a Jays game, wear their Cito Gaston shirt. Now I just like referencing Cito Gaston when I can.
Yeah, I don't think
Jesse Barfield.
Well, it should be appreciated.
He won 2 World Series.
Yeah, and
doesn't get talked about.
Well, he was a real villain in Baltimore. The Cito Suck shirts were a big thing in Baltimore. By the way, speaking of that guy, I have one to get to, but let me just give it up to Major League Baseball, who's perennially that guy. As we're watching, as Anthony put it, that you didn't know that in Washington today at Nationals Park, it was dress up as a seat day because all you see is seats. Because I got news for you. Some people, I know that we're struggling in this country. Some people still work, though. And so who can go to a game at Thursday at 3 o'clock? Here's the answer. Nobody. Yep. It's empty. So, the Mets and the Nationals are playing what looks like the city's been shut down.
Yeah. 80% of the world's working. The other 20 come out here. Yeah. It's a playground. I can't say the whole thing, but it's one of the great rants in the history of sports.
It's yo-yo. The whole thing is yo-yo. But it's 0-0 Mets Nationals.
That's right. And
Bottom
Mets,
2.
Kicking the ball all over again because they're awful at what they do.
Yeah. By the way, Benj just had a horrible attempt at catching a ball in foul territory.
He was afraid of slamming into the wall that was 15 feet away.
Yeah, it was not great. Don, you know what? Don's aging. Don's takes earlier this week are aging great. They still seem like the jabronis they always are.
That's too bad. I was kind of hoping things were turning.
I'm not saying they can't. I'll say this, though. It kind of makes today an important game. I mean, you did have something going here, and obviously a split with the Nationals is not ideal, but it's certainly better than losing the series to the Nationals.
Yeah. Winning series are important.
Ballard is being that guy to me.
Okay.
Oh, no.
He texted me saying, I know we're partial to our eras, but Ewing right now isn't on the Brunson level. Brunson has taken over so many playoff games. Ewing did that sometimes. The stats have to bear the stuff out. Anyways, I said, here's my response, and I think I nail this.
Not enough time.
Here's what I said, and this to me is all you need to say. I said, but if they don't win this year, and God forbid Brunson were to get hurt next year and then fall off, he didn't surpass Patrick. It hasn't been enough to surpass Patrick. It wouldn't. Guys, obviously I pray that doesn't happen, but if it were to all end and they don't win a title, in 30 years, people will not talk about Brunson more than Patrick Ewing. There's 2 finals trips there. There's a really long, sustained period of time, year after year. Is this year 4 of Brunson or 5?
Year 4.
This is year 4. You cannot forget how many years Patrick Ewing was the man for the Knicks.
Can I just give you? I'm going to give you a 5-year span for Patrick Ewing.
Go ahead.
Okay, because you got to go. It's unfair to do his first 2 times in the playoffs because he was still a young player, new to it and all. So I'm taking the first 2 years out. His next 5 years were from 1990 to 1994.
Mm-hmm.
His averages were 29.4. Now 16.7. They played 3 games. They were knocked out quick in 91. And then Riley came in. 22.7, 25.5, 21.9. But on top of that, it was an average double-double.
Oh, yeah.
10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds. Okay? And then blocks, 2, 2, 2.6, 2.1, 3.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you remembering a part of the game called defense?
I mean, yeah.
You're saying that should be factored in sometimes.
And rebounding.
Yeah, that's a big thing he did.
So I'm trying to just say like those that's as good as you could get for 5 years in Knick history, 5 straight years. And one of those years they were bad. The 91 team was garbage. They were not good. They made the playoffs. They were out quick. And Patrick, obviously wasn't playing well. They weren't playing well. And they had to get a new coach. In comes Pat Riley, and in 3 straight years they're a juggernaut. And they ran into Michael Jordan all 3 times and couldn't win.
So keep in mind that multiple things, this is what I would say to Ballard, multiple things can be true at one time. I came on the radio yesterday, and I stand behind this, and said that what Jalen Brunson did at the end of that game puts him in air with people like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. That's the level of clutch takeoverness
Huge respect
that Jalen Brunson has. I give him the utmost respect. But you also have to remember how good and how sustained a period it was that Patrick Ewing was the man in New York. And we all agree that living in the championship culture we live in, if Jalen Brunson leads this team to a title, he immediately becomes the man. That's just that's how it is.
Right, but let's not make this ring culture something new. Ewing had to live with it during his career.
Yeah.
30 years ago. Now, Patrick didn't help himself with the guarantees and guaranteeing to win over the Pacers, and then it's his finger roll that doesn't go. But he's going to bring us a championship. So I think it's gotten worse over the years with the ring culture where it's like nothing else matters but winning the ring. You're seeing it with the Yankees now. You're watching a singular talent in Aaron Judge not be appreciated by certain segments of the Yankee fan base because he doesn't have a ring. But it's always been a thing about getting
100%,
that ring.
100%. They're just doing sorry, Don was looking at me and didn't know why I was looking up. They were doing a compilation of horrible defensive plays from the Mets in this series so far. It's like the Bad News Bears.
It's going to continue through the game because they only had only a couple of seconds between pitches. You could do a whole you could do routes.
Yeah, it could be like the baseball documentary.
Right.
Oh,
why am I forgetting my man's name? Come on.
See, because you don't remember it, now is Ken Burns.
Ken Burns. Yeah, it could be Ken Burns Jazz. Love the amount of highlights they have or lowlights.
Or the Civil War one.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Civil War is a classic. Now,
good for sleeping.
So for my that guy, I was on the phone with the guys today. We were having our meeting. I was stuck in traffic on Spring Street, moving like at a
which is I could roll a baseball to. Right?
Yeah, I was right. It's seconds away, but I was moving at a snail's pace.
You could have abandoned your car and you would have made the meeting on time.
That's right. And so I'm on the phone with the guys. We're having the chat on the telly. Oh, wow, look at that. A defensive play to end the thing. Someone got thrown out. Can you believe it?
This Met game is getting in the way of the show.
I'm sorry. Wait, have you ever seen Peter get this distracted by baseball? It's May baseball, and I'm locked in. So some guy rides by my car on a motorbike. I don't know what these things are anymore. They're somewhere between a bicycle and a motorcycle.
Is it like an electronic bike?
It was like...
It was not an e-bike, was it?
No, it wasn't an e-bike. It was more like a mini... It was more like a mini...
A Vespa?
It was more like a mini motorcycle type deal. And when he goes by me, I don't know at what point I guess I was blocking him in some way in my car on the street made for cars. But as he goes by, he takes his right hand and he just hits my side view mirror as he drives by and throws up a hand in anger.
Huh. How dare you put your rear view...
Your side view mirror shouldn't be here.
In my way.
It's blocking me from going around traffic illegally. Or they have a lane. Oh, no, that's what it was. I know what it was.
You were in the bike lane, weren't you?
I turned into the bike. There was so much traffic that...
So you were that guy.
I was technically... Well, I don't care. I have no respect for bikers. I take your lane. Guess what? I take your lane over and over again. 10 times out of 10.
I drink your milkshake.
Yeah, I sorry.
Drink it right up.
Traffic's bad. Sometimes you just got to squeeze in where you're getting because, I'm sorry, these roads were meant for cars. And even though the government here in New York City believes that they can get rid of cars, and no, you're going to suck our money in the meters. You're going to suck our damn toll money. You're going to charge us a lot for lots, but then you don't want us to drive. Well, guess what? I was in traffic. I'm trying to drive, and I guess I blocked a moment for this guy. I don't know. So as he drives by, but here's the guy. This guy obviously, Don, if he hit my side view mirror in anger, this is obviously a guy who cares about the rules. He wants you to follow the rules. He didn't like that I was blocking his lane because I was breaking a rule.
Fair. Then, so?
We pull up to the next light at Spring and 6th Avenue. 6th Avenue, pretty big street.
Mm-hmm.
Red light. He stops, looks both ways, and runs the red light.
He broke a rule.
No. And by the way, in the eyes of the law
and the Lord,
and in the eyes of God himself or herself, you can't compare me being slightly in the bike lane to blatantly running a red. Blatantly running a red is spitting in the face of the law.
No, but they don't think that they can follow any rules, but you have to follow all the rules.
Let's just be honest. People, I'm not speaking to all delivery guys, because there are certainly some delivery guys in Manhattan who are on their bikes and they're on their motorbikes and they're doing the best they can to get people their food. It's not a glorious job. It's hard to do. Some of them do the job well without putting people in danger by riding on the sidewalk or fighting with drivers. But a lot of people on bikes and motorbikes in the city are the scum of the earth, and I hate their guts. I hate them with every fiber of my being. The only thing I may hate more than the people on the motorbikes are the people who are such avid bikers, but they have to put on their skivvies and their helmets and go riding like they're Greg bleeping LeMond through on Lexington.
I love going. That was. I'm sorry.
LeMond.
That is a strange bull. He's a big name,
but Greg LeMond.
Come on.
I mean, he could have gone Lance Armstrong, you're saying, right? But he went Greg LeMond.
Everyone does. A hat goes Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
a sportsman. I know who Greg LeMond is.
But seriously, you're such a big bike guy, but you can't go out to New Jersey or Westchester or Long Island and ride your bike. You got to do your riding right through Manhattan. God. But how do you? But okay, fine.
They hate cars. That you know that, right?
I get it, and I don't like you either. But I don't go hitting your bike. Cars. But I don't go trying to nudge your bike or hit your bike.
You were in his lane.
There is some
guy.
I'm really hoping one day, and I would be the bad guy, right? But sometimes I got the right of way. Their light's red, and I'm walking across the street. All of a sudden, a bike will just like buzz me.
Buzz you, yeah. They don't care.
So what happens if I see it coming and I
level
kick him, knock him right off his bike? Well, I'd be the bad guy, right?
I suppose.
But he could run me over. Like I understand, if I'm riding a bike and I see nobody's coming, would I go through the red light? Probably.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm not buzzing people walking across the street. I mean, there's times where I could stick my hand out. I could totally close line if I want to.
And there are people walking dogs. There are people pushing baby carriages. There's like a lot of stuff. The bike thing that has been happening the last several years, I wonder what the stats mete out in terms of how dangerous it has been for the city pedestrian-wise. I mean, some of these motorbikes, guys, they're going 25, 30 miles an hour on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm. They definitely don't. Well, a lot of them are delivery. It's all the delivery.
And I get it. They want to get there quick and all that. I understand.
The biggest complaint I've seen is how they congregate a lot of times in certain areas on side streets, waiting for the next call and stuff like that, and they just hang out. And there's people that aren't very comfortable with that.
Oh, that's a thing too, huh?
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, certain areas where it's just they wait for the next delivery to go get or whatever it is. There's a bunch of bikes all just kind of stacked up in one area on a sidewalk.
There's one up near me on the Upper West Side at the McDonald's at 71st and Broadway.
It's usually by a busy fast food or restaurant because they know they're going to get a lot of calls, and usually late afternoon you'll start posting up, knowing that people are going to start ordering.
It is awkward. I've gone by there before, the McDonald's on the Upper West Side. I'm like, why are there 40 dudes with their bikes outside? It's not the vibe you're looking for.
Yeah, but people want, nobody wants to actually go anymore to a restaurant.
Just follow the rules.
They want somebody.
What I'm saying is, we can all learn to live together. Yeah. But I'm in a hurry. I want to get home. I don't run the red light, right? I don't commit crimes to do what I got to do. I mean, just obey the same traffic laws. Don't ride on the sidewalk. Don't go through red lights. Hey, but I'll stay out of the bike lane.
By the way,
all right, you stay out of running lights.
One more of that guy while I'm at it.
Okay.
I want to call him out by name since he's tweeted me a million times over the years, and it loves going after me at every turn. You've probably seen this yo-yo on Twitter. Brian Stabnik.
Doesn't ring a bell.
SZTABNIK. Brian Stabnik. Of course, his picture is a Derek Jeter highlight. Jeter celebrating.
Okay.
The first tweet that pops up on his page, because I swear to God, all he does is tweet me directly. So when you go to his main page, I just clicked on his page. There's only a few tweets that have fun in Newport, Rhode Island, real Michael K. It's incredible. Next post. Happy birthday, Michael K. Next post. It was an honor sharing the field with H. Dumpty 39.
Oh.
So
sharing
this
the field.
It looks like it was some.
Did he come to the Sasso softball?
How long ago was this?
No, it looks like an adult. Did Rick play in like an adult men's baseball league or something?
He does.
Yeah, it's some sort of adult men's baseball league game.
Okay.
And yet so he loves Michael K, loves Rick DiPietro, both great guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I must have heard from this guy 50 times over the years, always to say something so obnoxious. Earlier it was, God, Peter is so insufferable. Once music gets brought up, he gets on this moral high ground. My Lord, shut up. Just talk sports, so he goes mute.
I got to protect my burner better.
Yeah, Anthony, I could tell this is you. What was
it? Was the Jeter picture that gave it away, wasn't it?
What was my insufferable music take that I said I didn't agree that Isaac Hayes is known second for a South Park? It's just a disagreement with a friend.
Maybe. Why are you giving it the time, man?
Yeah, I was going to say you're putting air into something you don't need to breathe oxygen into.
Oh, I know. I want to. I want his friends to go, oh, you're a yo-yo weirdo who is obsessively in love with real Michael K and just wants to go at Rosenberg periodically because you're weird. You're weird, bro. I want your friends to know you're weird. By the way, you're in an adult men's baseball league. You're already weird.
Well, wait a minute.
That's not weird.
Yeah, is it?
No, it's not.
Get a job, for Christ's sake.
I mean,
how much time do you have? Rick doesn't count because the man's a freak. He never. The man literally sleeps 5 hours a day, DVRs every game, coaches 7 teams, and then goes and plays in a men's league. He doesn't count.
Well, we're out of time.
Oh.
Well,
but you know what? I'm willing to bring this back because
wait, you have more? The way you were asking me during the break, I thought it sounded like you didn't have anything.
But it sounds like Alan had one.
Oh, it's all right. It's fine.
We're bringing it back.
No,
I
don't want to bring it back.
We have the technology.
We're bringing
I don't want to bring it back.
We're not even on radio.
I don't care if you want to or not. We're bringing it back.
I don't want to do it.
Do we get to hear the intro again?
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Absolutely. Don Hahn and Rosenberg hanging out with the old 7 o'clock. Mets have a 2-0 lead on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble, 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner, three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Hi, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. If you're looking at solar in New York, New Jersey, or Connecticut, here's what actually matters. Real numbers, honest answers, and a team that handles everything. We manage the entire process from start to finish. Designs, approvals, installation, and even a brand new roof if you need one. We don't sell you more than your home actually needs. Just smart systems designed for long-term savings and predictable energy costs. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment. Precision Solar, built to perform for decades.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, It would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. And you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and 0 calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
Welcome to basketball's biggest stage.
Somebody will reach basketball immortality.
Welcome to the NBA Finals.
That's basketball at its finest.
This is about more than a game, more than a series. This is about legacy.
You are watching what greatness is all about.
Tune in to see who performs under the brightest lights and who writes their way into history. The 2026 NBA Finals begin Wednesday, June 3rd on ABC.
We all have that one friend.
I'm talking about the yo-yos who set themselves on fire and bathe in pork and beans.
Or know that one person.
I'm here with my family.
Who can't help but be.
He's not cool. His voice is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
That guy.
I didn't know it was banner night. We won't be out for that.
It's time for That Guy Thursday.
Hey guys, anyone want to play some ball?
With Hahn Rosenberg.
He's just being that guy.
Now, if Alan wanted to make me that guy, I'd understand.
Or me.
Because we're bringing it back. We played it again. Because I didn't want Alan to get shut out. Because I know what that feels like. There was like a 4 straight week span where I never got my talk about it or that guy in because you guys gobbled up the time. And I didn't want that to happen to my guy, Alan. So we've carved out some time for you to be able to give your that guy.
Well, I'll try to be quick here. It was, as you guys know, yesterday's drive home to Long Island was a challenge because of the storm that came. And, you know, it's amazing to think that a highway that handles so many people, the minute we get some rain, they just have no drainage whatsoever. There's no ability to move water away from any part of the road, possibly, especially when you have some areas that, as you know, go into a little bit of a rut underneath a bridge, overpass, whatever. It just turns into a lake, and you can't go anywhere. And that's what happened in this storm. And so there was a lot of cars just stacked up by one particular overpass where there was no possible way to go through. So you had to stop. But there was a way to get off the highway if you needed to, if you had to go, to the service road, whatever it is, and find your way home. But to do that, you had to be able to get access to the exit ramp. So a lot of people that were in the right lane, very easy. They were able to find their way off. But I was in the left lane. So I had a harder time to get across. And so I also had a good friend next to me in a gigantic 18-wheeler truck who I couldn't go under him. And so I had to wait as other cars way ahead of us were finding their way back, almost like going backwards on the shoulder to get to the exit ramp, right? But as, more cars slipped out, it loosened up the gridlock. But this truck in the middle lane, every time a middle lane car would exit, he would move up. And it's like, are you not paying attention? People are trying to escape, my man. Why are you blocking everyone? And so he was being that guy, as if to say, if I got to be stuck here, you all have to be stuck here. But I wasn't having it.
So what'd you do?
The car in front of me, smartly, when something loosened up, nosed in real quick. So the truck couldn't move up. And then he was able to navigate around the truck, literally like almost perpendicular, and then got out. And I rode this dude's bumper as much as I could.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But that's what I did.
Do whatever you got to do.
Look, you do whatever you got to do to get home. You know what I mean, boys? And so I then knew the truck wasn't going to be happy with this. He sees me doing it, lays on the horn.
Uh-oh.
And so it's pouring out. No one's happy, right? Everyone's miserable.
No.
We've been sitting there for over an hour and 20 minutes in park. So we've had enough. 3 hours sleep. So I'm like, I have two choices to make here. What would you do? I'm going to go. And if this guy drives right through my fender, all right, we're going to be here a lot longer, aren't we?
Taking the risk.
You know what I mean?
Running the play.
So I open my sunroof, the moonroof, and I yell, I'm going. And he gives me this dirty look.
All right.
And he beeps the horn again. So I beep my horn and I go, I'm going. Let me go. So I start to go. He edges up. Like it's almost like the threat. And like you hear the air brakes twice. Like he's like, and then the whole truck is like shaking. And I'm like, is he trying to intimidate me? So I just yell like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like as loud as I could. And he yells a blank you.
Oh, that's now we're having a conversation.
So now I went. I'm like, that's it. Hit me.
And? Nothing.
Did nothing.
Yeah, gutless.
Went right around him. Now he's holding down the horn the whole time, so I'm like, it's echoing everywhere. But I get around him. I have to go back a little bit, get up the ramp, and within 35 minutes I was home. Thank God. Now, he's being that guy, is he not? Because, like, why wouldn't you just have the courtesy to understand? There's, like, let people out. Loosen this up a little bit. But instead, he's like, no, I can't do that because my truck's too big to do that. So if I'm stuck here, you're stuck here. And I really felt like that's all I was thinking in my head. I'm going, he's being that guy. You don't have to be that guy. You could be a good guy. And you could block off everybody. Let all these people out. Let them out. There's no way to get, because there was nowhere to go. So that's it. What would you do in that situation?
You live to see another day is the point. I mean, listen, you got to pick those. To me, it's all about picking and choosing who is the person I'm about to scream at.
And gotta be careful, though, man.
Yeah, do I think I could die here?
Yeah.
Because if so, I'm going to lay out.
I mean, the truck had some markings on it.
Well, what those markings are is important.
Yeah, because it told me with phone numbers and vehicle numbers that I took a picture of just in case.
Right. See, there you go.
That I'm like,
that's pretty smart.
You know what it's called? That's called keeping it real while keeping it safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't like, look, if this was like, a windowless van, I'm probably not doing it. But it was, in the end, I'll say this, I'm sure he was really frustrated. And we all were.
We are. And,
we were all
at
wits' end.
And everybody's at their wits' end, and everybody wants to get
But you didn't
home.
need to be that guy. You didn't need to be the guy that he's leaning on the horn, he's freaking out.
Just make it easier for everybody to just be able to get where they have to go.
I
want to go with a positive. I want a positive that guy. And that guy is Eddie Scazzeri. He's retired from WFAN, 37 years there. I got to work with him for 5 years when I was over there. And
the Eddie Scazzeri?
The Eddie Scazzeri. So I know we're all in the same business here, and we've all crossed paths, and I think it's great that he's able to retire with his wife and his dogs and do it on his terms. So I wanted to just take that moment to say congratulations on an amazing career. Eddie Scazzeri decided to hang up the headphones after 37 years at the Fan. Knicks, major topic of conversation. The Mets have a 2-0 lead in the top of the fourth inning. We've got ENN coming up in an hour at 6 o'clock. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
If you're trying to save money but still eat well, just go to Wild Fork Foods and thank me later. You get pork tenderloin for $2.50 a pound, ground turkey for $3 a pound, ground chorizo for only $4 a pound. Those are everyday staples at serious value, and it's all blast frozen, so you're not sacrificing quality. Plus, they've got over 450 options, 7 locations, or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Go check out Wild Fork Foods.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From work days to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey. If you're getting a jump start on the holiday weekend using the southbound turnpike, stick with the car lanes. We've got a car fire in the truck lanes over by the Goethals Bridge, jammed heading over to Interchange 13 from the eastern and western spurs. Yanks are home tonight in the Bronx using the inbound George. Definitely want the upper deck, about 20 to 30 minutes. Lower level, about a 45-minute ride. Just picked up a crash on the span. Deegan already packed in both directions, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Northbound, you're backed up across the Triborough and onto the Bruckner. Outbound Lincoln already about 45 minutes. Outbound Holland over an hour. And Knicks are home at MSG. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Watch party at Plaza 33 and Summer Stage in Central Park. This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for just $9.95. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys...
It's totally time.
That's right. Mets have a 2-0 lead on the Nationals as that game moves to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bo Bichette with a couple of RBIs for the Mets. That game can be heard on 880 right now. The Cavs and the Knicks have Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals with coverage on 1050 starting at 7 and joining in progress on 880 after the Mets coverage is over. And the Yankees face the Blue Jays at 7:05. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So the Knicks have a chance to take a 2-0 series lead or at least hold serve in this series. Kenny Atkinson's getting beat up pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Not using his timeouts, keeping Harden on Brunson. He's a really good coach that did not have a good day. And if you remember yesterday, Aaron Goldhammer from ESPN Cleveland thought that he was just caught daydreaming. His family's in town and thinking about dinner, and he's up 22 points, and that was his excuse. I don't necessarily buy it. But when you're a great coach and you have that bad of a day, I guess everything's on the table, Alan, right? Because bad coach isn't. Like, if this is somebody that you question their ability to coach, you'd say, well, this is why he's a bad coach. We know Kenny Atkinson's a good coach. So if bad coach isn't on the table, then as much as we don't buy what Aaron said, I have to at least be open to the possibility that it's on the table, no?
It's just not the way that he said it, though. The idea that maybe he slipped up and had some sort of lapse of some sort. I mean, he made a bad choice, so there was some lapse. But he was saying he's worried more about his family being there, and
that's ridiculous.
That's silly.
I've known the guy for forever. That's not what he's doing in that moment. What he talked about is some of the, and this is true. I mean, some of the shots Brunson was making were heroic shots. Some of the threes they made, like the Shamet 3 bounce shot, like, come on. They could have won that game easily if that Merrill shot bounces in. It was halfway down. It was a half a bang, as they say, right?
It was a half a bang. That's right.
Yeah. Mike Breen only got out and then he didn't finish it because it bounced out. So I think if you're Kenny in that moment, you're just going with, like, this isn't going to keep up. Like, he just kind of believed that his team was fine and didn't want to panic and didn't want to overreact or whatever. Well, I don't know. But he does believe in Harden, and maybe too much. And many coaches have, gone down because of their belief, right? Many coaches have lost their job because of that belief. I think he's got to do this, though, because if you take Harden out in that situation, you lose him for the series. If you know James Harden, he's not one of these guys that like you heard Josh Hart, right? Josh Hart's reaction yesterday, we played it on the air, which I loved. When you were benched late in the game, had that feel. I don't love being on the bench watching it, but I'm here to serve these guys in whatever capacity, and I have to be selfless. I can't be selfish about wanting to be out there. If we're winning, we got to do what's best for the team. I always put the team over me. He says that. But James Harden's history is not that. James Harden's history is a guy that will, you don't believe me anymore. I guess I'm not any good anymore. Like, he'll do that stuff. And so you can't do that in game one. Pull him out, embarrass him. Oh, you're getting ripped. They're killing you. They're torching you. I got to get you out of the game. You might lose them.
What about?
And so Kenny doubled down yesterday, guys. He doubled down yesterday at practice when he says, no, he's really good one-on-one defender. I'll stick with it. I'm not changing it.
I want to ask you 2 questions, Alan. Just answer as quickly as possible. which I know could be challenging for you.
Listen, I'm sorry.
No. Listen. Don't be sorry.
I'm into this today.
Don't be sorry. You should be. This is your time. Why not offense, defense in that spot then?
It's a good call. I don't know.
Because because by the way, we can't forget, Harden hit the shot to tie the game.
Yes.
So you can't forget that. Harden worked and got his own shot that rolled in. So it's not like he wasn't valuable to them. So, okay, number 1, why no offense, defense? Don't get it. Number 2, am I crazy for my feeling that even though Brunson was scoring on every possession, I do feel like Harden, sometimes he was out of his shoes. But I thought half of those possessions, he did a pretty good job getting his hand in his face. They were just impossible to stop shots from Brunson.
That's what I said at the beginning. Remember, like, watching the game back, some of the shots Brunson hit,
they're impossible.
Epic shots, high off the glass, just great finishes. He was going to his right. He wasn't going left.
I'm not taking away that there were a couple possessions when Harden looked silly, for sure. But
when he couldn't turn, yeah.
But of those 11 straight points or whatever it was, he wasn't getting burnt on every one of them. Some of them were just literally, you're at the rucker, just in the zone, chucking it off the window. Like, that's what Brunson was doing.
Alan was talking about Kenny's defense of Harden. Here's what he had to say about the Knicks targeting Harden during the comeback.
The thing about James, I'll just defend him. He's a good isolation defender. Always has been. He's super smart. I said it last night. He's got great hands. I was kind of a little more upset with our backline defense. Okay, he had a couple, two or three really tough shots on him, but then I think the baseline drive where our low guy didn't come over and get a contest, right? This is team defense. At this level, it's team defense. Are we, helping them, sending them in the right direction, have the help there. So, sure, we can. I know everybody's putting it on James, but I'd say it's a lot of it's on the team, our team defense, and we were great for 3 quarters, like really, really great. So we can do it. I think sure, some of it was him. There was a couple of blow-bys, but again, I'd argue it was on the team defense.
Now, they watched film as a team, so I'm sure that's what he saw and what he pointed out. But you can see clearly he's trying to take the pressure off Harden. He's trying to take all the negativity because there's a lot of noise in Cleveland about him and how bad he was in that fourth quarter and in overtime.
And he also gave his message to Harden after Game 1.
I said, without you, we're knocked out in the first round. That's first. My personal opinion. So let's just stop that. We're in a great position. You've played great. Sometimes micro experiences get exaggerated. So keep being yourself.
He's got to be able to keep the player engaged, because he knows they're not going anywhere without him. So I think he's handled this very professionally, and we'll see how they respond tonight.
That's exactly what I think he's doing. Is he's just trying to keep his guy up and letting him know, right, that he's got his back. I'm protecting you from the media, and that's what he's doing there because he knows he's got to keep him right. Because if you start also ripping on him, if you start saying, "Oh, he's got to be better," you'll lose him, and then you'll lose this series quickly. So he's hoping to get what he's a former MVP. What you're trying to get is his bounce back game tonight, where he takes over the building, where he calls it Madison Square Harden. Right. That's what Kenny's hoping for tonight. Is the response to an embarrassing game. Great players usually come back and play a great game, and they're epic. He's 36. Does he still have it in him? Well, we saw he had a huge, second half, I think, in one of the games against Detroit. We know he can do it. So that's what I think Kenny's hoping for tonight by just stroking his ego a little bit.
Well, that's what coaching's about. It's not just about what you do, with the game plan and the decisions that are made on the floor, and certainly decisions that were made in the second half of that fourth quarter were not good for Kenny. But what also makes him a good coach is moments like this. I've got to be able to keep my players engaged. I'm sure they all felt like a huge gut punch after the way they lost that Game 1. But at the end of the day, it's a loss. And if they can win tonight, guess what? It's a best of 5. They've got home court. As much as it seems improbable from our side of it, the way the Knicks came back from an emotional standpoint, technically it's one loss. And he's got to keep his players engaged because if they think about blowing the lead, if they think about how they should be up 1-0, then it's 2-0 and then it's over. So we'll see how they respond. And maybe Harden has one of those nights. When we talked to Tim Botemps back on Monday, he's like, Harden's good for 1 or 2 of these games in a series, right? At some point, we're just going to go mad. Now, is it going to be down 3-0 in Game 4 when it's already over for the gentleman's sweep? Or is it going to happen tonight where now they got a chance to get off the mat? Because I tell you, the conversation, guys, is going to be a lot different tomorrow if the Knicks lose this game. I think I'm not going to say it's going to pop the balloon, but it definitely stifles the momentum. And I don't think Knicks fans are expecting a loss tonight. I think most Knicks fans are walking into that building for a celebration, sending this team off to Cleveland going up 2-0. Anything other than that, I think, can be a little disheartening. Not the end of the world, but certainly it could squelch a lot of momentum and have you feeling a little bit differently depending on how it goes.
Totally agree. This to me is a game that they should really, again, if you're showing that you are serious, that this is not like, we're a team that is going to fight and our ceiling is winning the conference finals, which is a great place to go, but don't get me wrong, but not where you're trying to go. If this team is, no, we're going to go battle with San Antonio or OKC and have a real chance at winning a championship, I'm sorry, guys. I think that they don't start slow tonight. I don't think we go into the third quarter with them down 10. I think they beat their ass tonight. Sorry, pardon my French. But that is, if I'm sorry, if you're about that life, you had the 9 days off. I'm going to give you a little bit of slack for taking time. The shots weren't going down. The rhythm wasn't there. And then in the end, as Alan pointed out, they had that trick in their back pocket. Brunson goes, you know what? We're not doing it the new way. We're going to do it the old way. The old way is great in a pinch when they need it, and it works. I promise you, they do not win a championship doing it the old way. That to me, Alan, that is just not. You're not as great as Brunson is. You can't live on the man's back every single night. That's not going to be what gets them from this point through San Antonio or Oklahoma City.
Of course not.
So I really, and you know who, and Cat just has to have a bounce back game tonight. I mean, he was bad. We haven't spent a ton of time killing him.
He finished well. He had 7 rebounds in the fourth quarter. He
made a few buckets that he needed, but you can't remove the
fouls were just brutal. Yeah, the fouls were just
including one that you and I agreed could have been the one that cost them.
Yes,
they're up 4. They're down 4. They cut it from 22 to 4. All the momentum going their way. They get the ball back. They're moving down the floor, and a completely needless off-the-ball offensive foul from Cat was absolutely killer. He has to have a smarter bounce-back game tonight.
And from what I've heard, he actually acknowledged it after the game. Like, that he thought for sure like that was going to derail the comeback. He was crushed. He was mad at himself for that.
Hey, good. You'll have to hear that.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right. But I have to laugh. And I guess it does happen on these runs, is no matter what you do, it's always about the next game. And the first time you show us, again, guys, it's 8 straight games they've won. They're going to lose one, and losing one doesn't change the entire narrative of any chance of winning the series. So I laugh because it's like they're going to lose. It's going to happen. I thought it was going to be game 1 the way they were playing. I'm like, this is the one they'll lose because that's
what it felt like.
They're not right. The rust isn't. The rust is there for sure. They can't make a 3. Like that was in my head. I was watching the Yankees in the third quarter. I did. I left the arena. I went into one of the studios.
So let me see what's going on with the Yankees.
But a locker room. I was like, Yankees are on. Let me just watch this. I don't want to watch this anymore.
And again, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but just watching sports the way I've watched it my entire life is that when you see a streak, whatever it is, regular season, postseason, and something crazy happens to extend the streak, I've noticed it's usually the last game of a streak.
Yeah.
You have some big comeback. Oh, you win 10 in a row, and you came back from 5 runs down in the ninth and didn't win.
Right.
It's like that was the game you're supposed to lose. You didn't, so you'll lose the next one. Right? And in the regular season, like, so what? I've won 8 in a row. I don't have to win 9 in a row. I'm a good. But the difference between 9 in a row and 8 in a row is a 1-1 series or a 2-0 series.
But it's different in the – yeah, I completely agree, but I do think it's different in the playoffs. The playoffs are just a completely different animal. There is no complacency in the playoffs. Not for a team that thinks they can win a championship. You can't possibly have that. So the thought of going into this game tonight where they just come in all like relaxed about it, I don't sense that. I think what they came out of game 1 was they got one they shouldn't have, and they also were able to get right. Like the legs weren't there. It didn't feel right. You could see it. We just weren't right. All the players said it, that the time off, you kind of felt it in the beginning part of the game. So that's why part of me is expecting tonight to be the team where we've been used to seeing, the team that plays with that tempo, with the threes going down at a normal rate. That's what I'm interested in. But I will give you the caveat of the Cavaliers seem to know that offense that they were running with Cat as the hub, they had all the answers. They had all the counters. So did the Knicks see enough on film to be able to adjust to that in one day, or is that going to still be a problem? And will they have to rely on Brunson to do what he did?
But you know what? Because we're all guilty of this. Sometimes you just lose, right? You don't lose because you were complacent, or you don't lose because you had a long layoff, or you don't lose because you had a short turnaround. Sometimes the other team is just better that day. We can't make excuses, and that's bound to happen. Mm-hmm. You don't have to win every single game to win a championship. You just have to win 16 of them and make sure that you don't get 4 losses in the same series and get knocked out, right? So I know it's been amazing and it's been fun, and they won 8 in a row, but that loss is going to come. And it might not come at the time you want it to. We'd all like it to be the gentleman's sweep loss, right? Be up 3-0, Cleveland grabs game 4, so what? Maybe there'd even be a sense of relief if that happened now. All right, we got the loss out of the way. Now, because we don't want it to happen to game 1 of the finals, right? Like, if it's going to happen, let it happen when
it happen
it's
in game
okay.
3. Let it happen in game 4.
But I think this team has shown us, no matter what the circumstances are tonight, whether it's complacency, just get outplayed, the threes aren't falling, or maybe Harden and Cleveland just pull one right out of their rear end and play out of their mind for 48 minutes and win the game. That it's not the end of the world, and it's not the same old Knicks. Because you know what? It's okay. It's okay to lose the game. It's okay to be tied at 1. Heck, it ended up being okay in the grand scheme of things of being down 2-1 to Atlanta. Now, I wouldn't play that game too often, but hey, you don't have to win. What would it end up being now? It's 8 in a row, 11. You don't have to win 15 straight games here to win a championship, okay? Mm-hmm. You just have to win. You just have to win. What is it now? They've got 9, so 7 more.
They got 7 to go.
You know, so you know what I'm saying is that I don't expect them to lose tonight, but if they were, I do think it'll be a different feel from the fan base. But at the same time, all right, let's get off the mat.
But I don't want that. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, let's not do that. Let's not turn it into more than it needs to be. As the caller reminded us, the Cavs did not play a great game 1. Right. They were not good early. They were bad late. They had a pocket in the middle where whatever they did against Detroit, they were in that rhythm of, we know what they're doing defensively. The Knicks were trapping defensively. It did not work at all. And so that's what was happening in a pocket of the game. But neither team really had to feel good about the film for 48 minutes. No way. And that's why it's always a series of adjustments. What adjustments are made, and can this Knick offense with Cat as the hub that they really had used so dramatically for 7 straight wins, can they find that rhythm? Because you can't, as Peter said, and he's right, I agree. This can't be Brunson ISO basketball is the only way you're going to win, because Brunson will get tired and eventually it'll work against you. You need it when it's necessary, late in games, clutch moments. We can get our matchups. This guy can do it. He always does it, but not for a whole game. They still have to have other guys involved. They got to get in transition, and that's going to be how they win. That's the formula for them to be a championship team. They've got to be able to figure out what the Cavs were doing to take that away.
And I think they will. What do you think? 1-800-919-3776. Take your calls on the Knicks. At 6 o'clock, we got ENN. We're taking up until 7 o'clock. It's Don Hahn Rosenberg here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
This is your reminder to check in daily, because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Check for new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs, and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up, FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
If you manage an active facility, you don't have time for disruption. Tricon Construction specializes in working inside healthcare, commercial, and industrial buildings without shutting operations down. That means tight planning, clear communication, safe, disciplined execution, because when patients are inside, when tenants are working, when production can't stop, there's no margin for mistakes. When it has to be handled professionally and handled right, Tricon is the only choice. Visit triconbuilds.com, triconbuilds.com.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off again in Jersey. Can't catch a break on the Turnpike southbound. They picked up that car fire in the truck lanes by the Goethals Bridge. Now we've got a crash in the car lanes in that same spot. You're packed heading over to Interchange 13 from the eastern and western spurs. Yanks home tonight in the Bronx using the inbound George. Going to run you about 20 to 30 minutes for both the upper and lower from 80-95. Better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Deegan just jammed both up and down heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Southbound, delays are starting to back up onto 87 in Yonkers. Outbound, Lincoln, your best ride at 45 minutes. Outbound, Holland going to cost you an hour and a half. And Knicks are home at MSG, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Watch party at Plaza 33 and Central Park Summer Stage. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle. All the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Oh, we're going full Isaac Hayes all the time.
Love it. Another great sample too.
Oh yeah, as good as it gets.
Redman, right?
That's right. There you go.
Vientos just made a tie-saving grab down the first base line. It's 2-1. Mets with the lead. If that gets through, it's a 2-2 game.
No, I hope not.
As Peterson's trying to just fight his way. There was second and third and nobody out, and the Nationals just got the one run as Peterson's kind of been dancing back and forth. I got a
Don't look now. Bo Bichette 9 RBI over the last 4 games.
That's the one guy, if you remember, I said I want to give him some time.
I agree.
I know the team, it's early, all that stuff, but sometimes it takes a player making the move to find it. I was always confident that he'd be better. But Jose tweeted, Don LaGreca, can we get an ice pick for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final? Ooh. I like Montreal to handle business. I believe the long layoff of the Carolina Hurricanes takes away momentum, and honestly, I like the Habs for the series. Carolina had the easy path in. Well, that's strong.
Give me a pick here right now because there's some history here that I'm interested if you know.
All right, well, you know what?
Ice Fix. Ice Fix. Ice Fix. Ice Fix. Ice Fix. Ice Fix. I haven't heard this in so long.
I know. It's been a while.
I'm feeling movement.
Such a good. That's a really good intro too, by the way.
I mean, it ain't.
What?
It ain't that guy Thursday.
It's not, but it's a throwback. I think it's the first time we've used it on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, and we've been on the air for over a year.
No, it's not the first time.
I don't think we've.
No, you've done an ice pick.
I've done an ice pick, but I don't think we played the imaging.
I feel like we have. We have.
All right, well, whatever.
But it's been a long time.
You could have just rolled with it.
I could have.
You could have just agreed with him, but you don't want to.
Sorry, I thought that was a lot.
That guy.
But if you look at the picks that we made at the beginning of the playoffs, I had Habs in the final.
Sure you did.
Now, I had Montreal beating Ottawa. I didn't have Carolina going this far. Carolina's great, but they're 8-0. They're going to lose, right? And there is a history of teams coming off of Game 7, taking on a team with a long layoff, of actually playing well in Game 1. Montreal's played outstanding on the road. They won a Game 7 on the road. So I like them to win tonight. So that's my pick. I think you get the money line at plus, what was it, 165, 164, something like that? What was it?
Yeah, on my app of choice, it's 164.
Okay, 164. So I would take the Habs on the money line. And listen, I've got to honor my bracket, right? I had the Habs winning the series. So I think Montreal wins the series. We hardly ever get to see the two number ones play each other, right? And I know Colorado lost last night. I give credit to P.K. Subban. He picked Vegas to win the series, and they won last night, really going away. They had a 3-0 lead. They scored the first 3 goals of the game. Mm-hmm. Avalanche made it interesting at 3-2, and then Vegas had the empty netter. But I want to check in on my guy, Anthony Pusick, because you know how he feels about former Rangers.
Hi.
That was exceedingly loud. That actually hurt my ear.
That was a very loud hi.
I'm sorry to upset you.
But, Brett Howden's got 9 goals, man.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
I mean, how do you feel about a former Ranger dominating for Vegas? And if Vegas were to win the Cup, I mean, he might actually take home a Conn Smythe. You don't know that.
Yeah, listen, he was one of the guys that never, and Don, you did a lot of those games. He never really panned out here. It didn't look like that was on the horizon for him. Did he have the time to develop? No, and we can go into the song and dance about why they didn't have the opportunity to do that, because they weren't in a place to allow a player like him to learn on the third and fourth line to get to where he is. That if he has one more shorthanded goal, he'll actually break the record for most shorthanded goals in a Stanley Cup playoff ever.
Wow. That's a hell of a stat.
It is a stat. It's an interesting stat. So, no, I have no ill will towards him. I would have liked him to have done it here, but I don't think he ever was that player here. They didn't trade him away thinking he was going to be a crucial piece to a Stanley Cup playoff team or a Stanley Cup winning team at any point. So
Brett Howden's best year with the Rangers was in 1920, where he played 70 games, had 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points.
1920?
He's got 9 goals. Well,
that's an old ball player. I mean, hockey player.
He was the best Ranger in that last series with the Knights and Ducks, I'll tell you that.
That is true. Not Kreider, not Trouba.
Not Ruth, not Carrick, not the Knights.
Or Costanza. So 1920.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying.
1919.
1919. Yeah. What?
No. Now you're losing.
2019, 2020 season. Thank you. But that's what makes the playoffs in hockey so great is that, listen, it happens in all sports, especially baseball, where there's a guy that you least likely think will do anything. Mark Lemke jumps to mind back in the day. But, it's really Brett Howden. He's been amazing for them. And Eichel's been good, too, and their goaltending's been tremendous.
Dorofeyev is going to make a lot of money this year.
Yeah, Dorofeyev is going to be great. But you need it takes a village, right? But just I don't think anybody had Brett Howden on their bingo card, possibly breaking a record for shorthanded goals and having 9 goals already in Vegas' run. I'm one of those people. Like, usually people in the media can't stand John Tortorella because they've got some story where John was short with them or John called him out or whatever. I like the guy, and I root for the guy.
Even though he did what he did with the media gets mad because of what he did after.
You could like somebody and disagree
and still
with them.
Have a problem with
He was definitely being that guy.
Of course he was.
And he deserved to be fined, and he deserved to have the pick taken away. I mean, and this is not all just about him not speaking to the media. This has been going on and brewing for a long time.
Right.
And let's face it, Vegas, even before John Tortorella, they the way they go about things is if they're kind of above everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just the aura about them. But Torts was wrong. You got to open up the room. You got to talk to the media. I don't care if you were mad about the McNabb suspension. I don't care if you felt you were wronged by the media. There are certain rules that have to be followed. I don't care who you are, how good a coach you are, how good a guy you are. And I love Torts, but he was wrong, and he deserved to get called out. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't believe they took a second-round pick. That's incredible.
Well, because
that's
it just
a
shows
serious
you
punishment.
what a problem this has been for a long time with this team.
So,
It's
Don,
like
you
Let Don deal with some things. Let me ask you a question for a second.
I had a good trivia for Don.
I think you should.
This really bad. Did he wave his arms around?
I think you should take the trivia and wait for a moment.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you.
Well, give me some trivia.
No. Well, I have a question. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead, ask the question.
I just thought that it's.
Ask the question.
What's going on with Mitchell Robinson's car?
Oh wait, all right. Let's see. You're going to go off.
I'm going back
away
to the
from
Knicks.
hockey.
I was going to.
All right. Can we stay on hockey?
If you need to.
First things first. The Islanders have named their new affiliate in Hamilton. It is a glorious nickname.
Okay.
They are the Hamilton Hammers.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Okay.
The Hammers.
The Hammers. We were talking about that yesterday.
But you know what? But I mean, it's a Long Island franchise, so shouldn't it be the Hammers? It's the Hammers.
Was that the trivia?
No. It's just I'm trying to buy time for Donnie.
I think
I'm here. I'm just trying. I'm wiping down what is now a very clean board because it's
you and Bart Scott.
I had a absolutely full cup of water.
This is
now.
I really wish we would just move on to Mitchell Robinson's truck.
Why did we even bring it?
All right, so give me trivia.
All right, trivia. Here you go. Hurricanes have been in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let me see. 6 times. This is their 7th appearance, correct?
7. So you got 02, 06, 09.
Yep. Come on. 3 more. You can do it.
02, 06, 09. Come on. They had one recently.
They've had 3 recently.
I don't remember.
Alan, can I ask you a question? I don't want you to get mad at me. Who is this trivia for? I mean,
Don.
I know, but who else on earth would care
because he made a pick, and I want to let him know something. It goes with the pick.
Okay.
All right, fine. He was the one naming it. I didn't even name it. 2019, 2023, and 2025, right?
Okay, here we go.
Okay. How many times have they won game 1, Don?
Oh, now related to the pick.
How many times have they won game 1?
Yeah.
He can't remember that. You're going to be guessing.
I'm trying to.
It's 6 times. Just take a guess.
None.
Yes.
Crazy, right?
So your pick is a very smart pick based on history.
You know, Montreal
They've never won game 1. Good
It's
for
incredible.
you. And Don didn't even
Johnny
know.
Laz, our good friend Johnny Laz, had this tweet that really caught my attention. They're 0-6 in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Every single time they've played, they've lost the first game.
That is pretty incredible.
Isn't it?
Now, they did go to the final in 06 and won the Cup. Did go to the final in 02 and lost to the Red Wings in 5. That was with Paul Maurice in 02.
That is correct.
And with our friend Peter Laviolette in 06.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's a great stat from Laz.
There you go.
So that begins tonight from Carolina. 11 days off, so we'll see if there's going to be some rust. And I don't know. Listen, from a ratings standpoint, it would have been nice to get Buffalo to make it to the conference final because the ratings are just incredible.
Yep. With
the Sabres being in it for the first time in forever, and it's such a great hockey town. And now you go from the great ratings to now not having a local because we're not going to take the Canadians' ratings. But it's always good to get an original 6 team. I like it when a Canadian team makes a run, especially an historic team like Montreal. So it should be a lot of fun.
Marty St. Louis. I love Marty St. Louis.
Marty St. Louis is such an amazing story.
Yep.
You know, undrafted player makes it into a Hall of Fame career, and then
Don, he was coaching youth hockey in Connecticut.
He was, and of course, Ranger fans have a warm place in their heart for him, and that run in 2014 and how special he was, and his mom, dying on of all days Mother's Day, and they come back from 3-1 down against Pittsburgh. He's definitely a part of the fabric of local hockey for sure, and he stayed in the area. And as you said, coaching in Connecticut before he took the job in Montreal. And I'm telling you, you don't necessarily have to be French Canadian to be the coach of the Canadians, but you got to speak French.
That would help.
You have to.
Well,
and so when you are a French Canadian and the pressure that you have to go out there and win, and it's been a long time, man. 1993, not only the last time the Canadians won a cup, last time any team from Canada has won a cup. So pretty incredible stuff. So that's going to be my ice pick. I like the Habs on the money line tonight. Let's go to Richard in Manhattan. You're on ESPN New York. What's
Peter
up,
wanted
Richard?
to ask me about.
Well, he loves Richard, so I think he'll be all right.
Richard!
All right, give me your 1, 2, 3. Jalen Brunson, Allen Iverson, Earl Monroe.
Oh.
I didn't watch enough Earl the Pearl, but for me, as great as Jalen Brunson has been,
based on sample size,
he's not surpassing Allen Iverson so far.
So Brunson's 3, and Iverson 2.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Greatest New York acquisitions. Brunson is not in there. In basketball, it's 1, 2, 3, any way you want. DeBusschere, Dr. J, Jason Kidd. I would put Jalen 4 there. Baseball, of course, Reggie.
Well, you can't put Jalen 4 if he wins.
And
right now he's 4.
Over who? Who would you put Jalen Brunson over?
Kidd. What, they went to back-to-back finals and lost. If Brunson wins, he's over Kidd.
I don't know. What Kidd did those 2 years, I've never seen ever done in New York. Carry a team and create such excitement. In my opinion, Don, with all respect.
Okay.
And, of course, Dr. And DeBusschere, and by the way, any conversation without DeBusschere in the top 3 Knicks is not correct. DeBusschere, okay, that's my opinion.
We know
that's
how you feel about DeBusschere. You have Jordan 1, DeBusschere 2. We've heard it before. We know.
All right. Baseball, I would go with Reggie and Roger Maris.
Okay.
Acquisitions. Hockey, a tie, Busch, and Mark Messier.
Yes.
I couldn't put one above the other. Football's kind of tough, and it's a big chasm between the two. I would put YA at 1 and Curtis Martin at 2. Now, Island, have you ever asked Clyde which team did he think was better, the 70 or the 73 team? Did he ever ask him?
I think his 73 team, he always talks about it being the smartest team that he thinks ever played the game.
I will compare the Knicks present team to the 73 team. Alvarado is Meminger. Deuce and Shamet are Henry Bibby. Shamet. Okay. Mitchell Robinson's John Gianelli. Josh Hart is Phil Jackson. Jackson was that huge with that team. He might have been their MVP of that 73 team. He was great. The series before they beat the Lakers, he battled Silas Cowens and Don Nelson. He was great. He was the first great Knicks sixth man, if you ask me. Towns is Jerry Lucas. Brunson is Earl, of course. Anunoby is easy, DeBusschere. And lastly, Mikal Bridges is Bill Bradley. Obviously, no Frazier and no Reed on those teams. Now, last question, fellas.
Oh.
If the Knicks lose to Cleveland, is this the worst playoff loss in Knicks history?
I would have to think it is. I mean, obviously the Pacers last year was bad, but with the expectations, guys.
Hang on. Ask the question again. It was
would
what?
this be the worst
lose the
Knicks
series?
Yeah.
If they lose this series,
yeah.
Would it be the worst loss in Knicks history?
Yes.
No. No,
I think it would.
The 94 finals is the worst loss in Knicks history. They were up 3-2.
I get it.
They were in Game 7.
But
no. That's the worst loss in Knicks history. The worst.
Well, listen. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's a fact. That is the worst.
Wait a minute.
It is a Game 7 NBA Finals. You were up 3-2 in the series.
I understand.
You lost the series.
Good
That's
team.
the worst loss in franchise history.
That Rocket team is better than this Cavalier team.
Done.
I think you're playing the semantics of
it's
when
not semantics.
it is.
It's reality.
Yeah,
you were that close
to
a championship. You were winning the game in Game 6.
But
you were winning the game. The series was over.
He's very getting
loud. But I don't care.
There's
I'm not
no
gonna
other.
be
There's
intimidated.
no
He's
other.
not in the room.
There's
No,
no
he's a
other
foot taller than me.
comparison.
He can't hit me.
Don't make me. I'll take a subway. I'll go right downtown right now.
You know what? I'd welcome it.
Get right in your face.
But
there's no comparison to losing that game.
We can't.
You can't compare losing Game 7 in the finals to anything else.
It's a better team,
that's not right. Because, the drop the mic moment just can't be, because it's in the finals. Because this Cavs team
if you
couldn't
don't
hold
get
a candle to that
who
Houston
cares
team.
if you don't get to a finals? Who
no,
cares?
But
the Houston team was so much better than this Cavs team.
Ridiculous.
They had Hakeem Olajuwon, for God's sake. You're losing to Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. All due respect, but it's not the same thing.
You were up
weren't
3-2 in the series.
going into that series.
You were the better team. You were up 3-2 in the series. You were a better team. You were the better team. You were winning Game 6.
But part of is the expectation of you are so much better than the Cavs. It would be a colossal upset for the Cavs to beat you. So you just can't have.
What are the odds? What are the odds? Is colossal going into the series? Going into the series, what were the odds? I don't think it was colossal.
Anthony, what were the odds for?
It's
for
also the conference. It's the conference finals.
I understand, but it's also the conference. I get it's the conference final. So for the right to go to the final, you were a dog going into Houston. It's a team that won a championship the next year. This Cavaliers team not winning a championship, even if they found a way to beat the Knicks. If something happened and the Knicks had a bunch of injuries and the Cavs won, they get pulverized by either the Spurs or the Thunder. The Rockets were a great team that went on to win the title the very next year. You lost to a great team. You would be losing to a good basketball team, not an all-time great team. That has to be part of the conversation too. Not just the fact that, it's discounted because it's the conference final.
But Don, worst loss is all-encompassing. It is not just – it's not who you played. It can't just be who you played. It can't be in the moment. It's all-encompassing. It's the fact that that was your greatest chance to win a championship, and you didn't. And you had the advantage.
You don't have the advantage now?
You were up 3-2 in the finals. This is the conference finals.
I understand.
It's all-encompassing.
But you can use the argument.
Had that series. You had it to win. That was your shot. There was no Michael Jordan. That was it.
I can see both arguments. Allen's, it's the more painful loss.
But it's also again, by definition of worst loss, meaning the impact it had, the loss had. That Pat Riley was gone the year later. Like, that was your best chance in the last 53 years
but you
to
don't
win
know
a
what'll
championship.
happen after.
That's what makes it the worst.
But how do you know what happens after this?
Right, and you're using history to try to back it up. At that moment, you lost to a team that was better than you.
Oh, that team was not better than you.
Well,
you were up 3-2 in the series.
But that doesn't matter. You still got to win 4.
It does matter.
But being up 3-2 doesn't mean that that they're not
well,
better.
Then I guess the Cavs must look like and go. We were better than the Knicks. We had a 22-point lead.
Well, no, that's in it. You didn't finish the game though. You have to win the game.
Well, you didn't finish the series.
Again, it's a game, not a series.
4, not 3. But it's
No. Now you're having fun with me now.
No, I'm not having fun.
Yes,
I
you
really
are.
believe
There's
this.
no way you believe a game and a series are the same damn thing.
I'm telling you.
No chance.
No way. You walked away disappointed you lost to the Rockets because you hadn't won a championship since 1973. But you fought hard against the team.
You are trying to win an argument you can't win. You're trying to win an argument you can't win.
Alan,
stop it.
You're way better than the Cavaliers.
They're minus 265 to win this series against the Cavs.
Stop it. That 94 loss
if they lost this series to the Cavs,
remains
it would be the worst loss in the history of the Knicks franchise.
How could you say that?
I just said it.
The Rockets, it doesn't make sense.
The Rockets were minus 220 to beat the Knicks. The Knicks are minus 265 to beat the Cavs.
Wait, 220, 265? That's dramatic.
The Houston was favored. They were minus 220 against the Knicks. The Knicks are a bigger favorite against the Cavs at minus 265.
In the conference finals.
Oh, but that shouldn't matter.
It does matter.
This is,
Wait, no. Because we're not talking about just winning a damn series. You're talking about winning a championship.
It's not just a damn series. It's a conference final.
If you win this series, there are zero guarantees you will not be the favorite to win a championship this year. When you're up 3-2 in a series for the finals, you are now the favorite to win.
1-800-919-3776. Climb aboard this argument. Donald Greca, Alan Hahn, Peter Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble 3. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash. cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
Carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SMART to borrow up to $10,000. Use code SMART to borrow up to $10,000.
Another dominating step towards a championship.
And for the second consecutive season, the Knicks are on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Will this be the year the Knicks punch their ticket to the NBA Finals?
Inbound stolen by McBride, and then Brunson buries a far-corner three. 5 points for Brunson in about 3 seconds.
Thanks to all our New York Knicks partners this season, including Verizon, ThriveWell Infusion, BetMGM, and London Jewelers on ESPN New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Now, I was too young to remember the ins and outs of this. I was only 5. But the Mets lost to the Oakland A's in 1973 in 7 games, blowing a 3-2 series lead in the process. You're telling me that that's a worse loss than when they lost to the Dodgers in the League Championship Series in 88, having beat them 10 out of 11 times during the regular season, being the better team? Gibson getting hurt late in the series? No way. The Dodger loss is a lot worse. It's not disqualified because it's the League Championship Series and the A's Mets were in the World Series.
Context, Don. 88 happened after what?
86.
What was before? Thank you. Already had a ring. Already had a championship.
But
already in their pocket.
But you are.
That's what makes that bad. Is that that group should have done more and didn't.
Well,
so it's a different context.
Right,
and 94 was the only freaking time you had a real chance to win a championship. That was it.
But context is the fact that you were an underdog, a significant underdog going into the Houston series. Yes, you had a 3-2 series lead, but against what the odds makers believe was a superior team. You are now the superior team. You are way better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You've won 8 consecutive playoff games, the most in franchise history, for the right to go to the final for the first time since 1999. You're already up 1-0. If you lost this series, I'm sorry, it'd be a lot worse than losing in the final in 94. You're not including 99. Why don't you include 99 then?
Because again, you had injuries. Context, Don. Context would be also, if you end up losing, first of all, I can't stand the negativity of if you lose. I can't stand that. But I'll play the game because you want to fight. And I'm telling you, context is what matters.
I don't know if I don't want to do a show.
No, you wanted to fight. You started this. You wanted to fight.
I'm not going to concede when I believe I'm right.
But that's fine. And I'm telling you that it's not correct because of context. If you don't get out of this series,
I don't really need the condescending. I'm wrong. When we can debate, it's opinion.
It's a back and forth.
It's a back and forth. You're not right because you claim to be right.
I'm right because I'm telling you why. Because there's context to this. If they don't get out of this series, they were never good enough to win a championship.
How it's not a debate? Well, I mean, the whole city's assuming they're going to the finals.
Well, it started as a debate. I mean, you can think what you want of Richard, but it started with Richard saying that he thought this would be the worst loss of all time for the Knicks.
And I explained why it's not.
Well, that's condescending.
I don't care what it is.
No, but this is why you believe it's not right.
This is why you believe it's not the case.
I'm telling you. The context of it is if there's something crazy happens and this series ends up with a loss. The context to it is something must have happened, first of all, that you could say, well, that happened. But second of all, is that they were never good enough to win a championship. That's the point. They were never good enough. The Mets, we knew, were good enough because they just did it.
But we're not. But Don was using that as a different example. The direct.
Well, no, he was saying that he was talking about the fact that it was the NLCS and not the World Series versus what I'm saying is in the NBA Finals. It's important. And I'm trying to tell you, but you're not convincing. All right, tell you what. I'm sorry if I'm saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is you're not convincing me by using that as an example.
Feel what you feel. But
That's what I'm saying.
I believe that you're kind of disregarding this because it's not the final. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be the final. When you've got a whole city believing that this team is going to cruise past Cleveland because they're so much better,
but I don't
that's
think
the context.
But
you were not better than the Rockets, Alan. You weren't. You had a 3-2 series lead, but the fourth one's the harder to get. You were a huge dog in that series. And you know what? This team's better than 94. It's a better team. Patrick might have been in his prime, but I'm sorry. You were only there because Jordan retired. This is a Knicks team that is better than the 94 team, in my estimation, and to lose to the Cavaliers would be inexcusable. Was it inexcusable to lose to the Rockets?
Up 3-2 with a fingertip that stopped you from winning Game 6? With a fingertip, Don. A fingertip stopped you from winning Game 6.
And 6-7's in Houston, man. I understand it's 3-2, but come on, you're still going to Houston
I am
for
going
Game 6
on,
and 7.
and again, when you talk about, because see, when you say worst in franchise history, it's all encompassing, right? You have to understand it. It is not in the moment. It is in the 100 years of basketball.
But if you say that, then we can't
so you're
really
using
have the
that
argument because we don't know what the history will be after this series.
Well, obviously not, but
the whole
to
team
this
could get
point,
broken up, and Mike
you
Brown could be
fired your coach because you couldn't get past the third round. You bring in a new coach only to lose again to an inferior team. This team's not as good as the Pacers last year.
I'm going with what I keep saying, is that in the context of franchise history, which is what we're saying, the worst in franchise history, how can it not be when you were that close in 94? That was your chance to do it.
Well, you're only close
whether
in
you
games.
whether you were not the favorite going into the series, it doesn't matter. In the moment, you had the probability on your side in Game 6 to win and have your championship. It was done. The champagne was there, man. I know the story. I know everything about it.
But you still got to do it.
You never got closer since.
I'm sure you were an underdog going into Game 7.
Well,
Game 7 in Houston?
Going into 7. I'm talking about 6.
Well, even going into Game 6, you were a dog there too because you were in Houston. Quickly,
understand.
Lou in Nashville.
That's
you're on
where it
ESPN New York. I want to get a call in on this. Go ahead, Lou.
Hey, I totally. Well, there's a couple things here. One of them is that I have a hard time saying that the worst loss is anything but a final. To me, the final matters. If you have a chance to win the championship and you're rolling and you lose, that's to me the worst win. I mean, the worst loss.
But you're an underdog in the series.
That
You are.
That
It doesn't matter. Well, how does it not matter? I'm telling you guys. Honestly, I just lose to the Cavaliers. It would be an embarrassment.
Well, embarrassment's different, Don.
Well, that's part of it. You embarrassingly lost. You did not embarrass yourself against the Houston Rockets.
Last year was embarrassing too.
But this would be worse because the Pacers were better.
Well, and you can't now remove if part of the factor here is obviously emotion and bad loss, what it means
when you
to
say
the fan base.
worst is there's emotion that's why I said it's all encompassing.
Well, so real quick though, won't the fact that they've gone on this run that they've gone on that's electrified the city? If they then went on to lose the next 4 games to the Cavs,
I'm sorry, I'm going back again. The Rangers won the Cup. The Knicks won Game 5. They were up 3-2. You talk about electrifying a city. They were anticipating it. They almost held up the Ranger parade because they're like, we're going to have another one real soon. Why don't we do them both together? Because we know this team's going to win. You got to remember the time. I was in it.
Well, listen.
All right? I was not knee deep. I was all the way up to the top of my head in this thing. So I know what that was like. That was devastating, that loss. I'm not kidding.
No, this
devastating.
This would be worse. This would be far worse.
You're not convincing me because I'm telling you
can't
the
lose
emotion
to the Cavaliers.
after that loss.
You were a dog. Of course, brutal. I'm not saying it's not. Of course it is. You lost the Game 7, but this is a team that you should be able to stomp.
And we got to break and get to
I
ENN,
need to know
guys.
how it happens because I don't know how else it happens other than something really bad happening in this series that I don't want to say out loud.
ENN's next.
FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. So if you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel. More options, better payouts, all NBA playoffs long. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long. With more ways to build and more value every time you play, you can stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. From spreads to player points to threes and more, build it all into one same-game parlay and go for bigger payouts. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. 21 plus and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Want to earn extra revenue for your business? Amazon Hub Delivery is looking for local business owners to assist with deliveries. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra revenue and exposure for your business. Plus, Amazon Hub Delivery makes it easy to get started. There's no upfront cost, delivery experience, or long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. We've got the Knicks home at MSG. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Watch party at Plaza 33 in Central Park Summer Stage. Definitely don't want to drive into Midtown. Your best bet, Mass Transit. Not an easy ride on the east or west sides of town. Yanks are home tonight in the Bronx. First pitch, just a little over an hour away. It's also cap night using the inbound George, about 15 to 20 from 80-95. Better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Deegan just slammed both up and down, heading over to the stadium with the volume for the outbound George. Northbound, delays go back across the Triborough into Queens and up onto the Bruckner. Outbound, Lincoln, your best ride at 45 minutes. Outbound, Hung, going to run you over an hour. New York Liberty home at the Barclays in Brooklyn. Just crawling on the BQE westbound, heading over to Atlantic Avenue. Delays go back into Queens. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
In the zone,
AutoZone. Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
Thanks again for taking me to the game, man. I can't wait to get in there. By the way, what's in the bag?
Oh, I bring my own hot dog and peanuts. Saves a ton.
Savvy. And what about the beach chairs?
Why buy seats when you can save big and bring your own?
We can't get in without tickets.
Tickets? What do you think the portable TV is for?
Don't save money pretending to go to the game. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to ENN. ENN tonight is brought to you by our friends at Fanatics Fest NYC. It's all going down in July 17th to the 19th. That whole weekend is going to be a great time, including a massive World Cup final watch party on Sunday, July 19th on all the screens right there at Fanatics Fest. So get your tickets now at fanaticsfest.com. I'm going to start off by saying good evening to Don.
We had a conversation about him, and I mentioned Shaft, and then Salty Balls is the second thing.
And to Don.
I can't believe they took a second-round pick. That's incredible.
Well, because
that's
it just
a
shows
serious
you
punishment. You can't even.
Wait.
At the end, it's the cup falling and me going,
is that close? I can't believe they took a second-round pick. That's incredible.
Well, because
that's
it just
a
shows
serious
you
punishment.
I heard the cup. There, you can hear it.
Yeah.
And don't forget this one, though.
Wasn't there.
See, I handled it much better than Alan.
Yeah, you did not swear on
I didn't even give it OG zone no.
You didn't even hit an OG zone no.
This is the day I'm getting off of social
I would have appreciated an OG zone no.
Yeah, because Anthony didn't know.
I just be on Twitter. I usually agree with Don LaGreca, but he sounds like a moron about this topic. Yeah, I'm a moron. This is the way I hear it. I know I'm a hockey boy, and I don't follow other sports, so I shouldn't have an opinion on this. So I'll lay out. Because instead of having a healthy conversation, I'm a moron. Okay, great. Fine. I'm the hockey boy. I'll lay out.
That's why you can't be on.
That's why you got Peter and Alan during the Knicks run. I'm good. All right. No, because I'm a hockey douche. I get it. HD. I'm HD. Because instead of saying I agree, Don, or I disagree, Don. I'm sorry. No, it's you're a moron. You can't just have a healthy sports debate on something that I have an opinion on. But because I'm a hockey guy and I don't know basketball at all, well, you got two guys that do, okay? You're covered, all right? Have fun. Enjoy the rest of the playoffs. I'm good.
Don't.
You'll see, Don. Don, we'll get back Don after the finals.
HD.
HD over here. Let me say good evening to Alan.
I rode this dude's bumper as much as I could. Yeah, I didn't know how else to put that. I rode this dude's bumper as much as I could. See, that the car in front of me, I could have probably.
Good evening to myself.
That was bad.
No, he's doing it again. What?
Where did that come from?
And yesterday to Richard.
We've missed him the last couple of days, but Richard in Manhattan, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Richard?
People scare people. Yeah. I don't understand.
Let's listen.
Don?
Oh, hi.
Don?
Huh?
I swear to God, I think there's a patient there. I think that's a patient he's talking to.
Oh, no, it's clearly a patient.
Go Knicks!
Probably had the wrong tooth pulled, too.
She loves.
Does he ever have debates between, like, the like a molar, like what's really what? Let's power rank the teeth. Like, does he go through that?
Well, you know what he'd say is the best tooth, Dave DeBuscher.
DeBuscher at least number 2.
Yeah, we got the molar, and then you got DeBuscher.
The incisor, DeBuscher though I'd put in between.
You gotta go with DeBuscher. Oh my God! I swear to God, I hope he's like in touch with the DeBuscher family.
He loves him some Dave DeBuscher. He really does.
And lastly, just to cheer Don up a little bit because we do have some serious sad stuff to get into. But here you go, Don.
You hungry, T? You want to send the kid for Baja Fresh?
Baja Fresh. Now, what happened with Baja Blast, Anthony?
Hey, Tone, you want some Baja Fresh? We don't have any Baja Blast.
No. There's something happened with Baja
It was
Blast.
gone. Now it's back, and Liv Morgan is very excited, Peter. Apparently, she's a big Baja Blast fan.
You know what? Well, she's a good Jersey girl. She was running around the streets of Jersey having her Baja Fresh and her Baja Blast.
So it is back. Okay. I thought we lost it.
So, guys, absolutely insane story here to start off, ENN, and really upsetting. NASCAR icon Kyle Busch has passed away at 41 years old. It was announced earlier today by NASCAR. Well, there's really not a lot. He was earlier today. He was hospitalized as the result of a severe illness.
Apparently a sinus infection that he complained about during the race. Went to go see doctors about it, and then the next thing you know, he's in the hospital. There's not much more. Like that's the I was
yesterday. So yesterday, the article is Kyle Busch will not compete in the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. Kyle has experienced a severe illness resulting in hospitalization, his family said. He is currently undergoing treatment and will not compete in any of his scheduled activities this weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We ask for understanding and privacy as our family navigates this situation. Now, remember, this all happened before he passed. So the article then says, this will be the first time in more than a decade that Busch has missed a Cup Series race. In 2015, he missed 11 races recovering from an injury. Kyle Busch's health is our utmost priority, and he and his family have the full resources of RCR, his team. Kyle's an integral part of our organization. We wish him a safe and speedy recovery. That's yesterday. Wow. And now at just 41 years old, he's gone. What an insanely stunning and troubling story.
Now, even that story sounds ominous, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Like it sounded like something really serious.
Well, because
was going on.
if someone is sick, someone is sick and you have to miss a game, and first of all, the family making a statement is already intense as opposed to just the team making a statement or whatever. But the family makes a statement and asks for privacy. It does sound very grave, but like it's scary. And not only is it tragic, it's also like scary and weird. That there was some sort of sinus illness that he was dealing with, and now he's passed away. I mean, one of the true icons in the sport. Currently had a couple of two top 10 finishes so far in the 2026 season. And as I said, he was scheduled to compete this weekend, and he's passed away.
Well, he was dominant. His brother Kurt, also in the circuit for a long time.
Yeah.
And we bring him up all the time because he does look a lot like our pinhead suit, John Winthrop.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought of it until looking at his picture. Yeah. Wow.
But he was polarizing. You know, he ticked a lot of people off. He won a lot of races, but, he got into it. But it'll be interesting. This is the big weekend where you see the Coca-Cola 600, and you've got Monaco, and you've got, obviously, the Indianapolis 500. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of coverage on this all weekend coming up for Memorial Day.
Yeah, there it is in the New York Times as well. The Athletic writing about it, of course. Man. Just a really sad and shocking story here. All right. Well, here's something, Don. Let's cheer things up. I'd like you to pull some Cajun Don as well as some Peter Orgeron drops and some Don doing the French fried taters, which is neither of those things, but it works anyway because LSU has finalized a deal to add Ed Orgeron to its football coaching staff. Of course, he's the former head coach at LSU. He led them to the 2019 title. And he now reunites with Lane Kiffin, his longtime friend and colleague, who he worked with at USC and Tennessee. They last collaborated back at USC in 2013. How old is Orgeron now? Late 60s, maybe?
That's a good question.
Looks it.
Well, I mean, he was the Rock's coach at Miami.
Wow.
Or he was a coach on that team.
I don't think he was the head coach. Right,
no, but he was a coach. So he's got that's 30 some years ago if it's a day. So he's got to be. See, I'm going 67 for Ed Orgeron. Someone give me a number. In the meantime,
what that kid gonna do? Welcome on to this Brown go there. This Brown go throw that touchdown. That's always touchdown.
They're going to get Tom Brady going to win. All the time they're going to get Tom Brady. Tom Brady going to get to the Super Bowl. I don't want Tom Brady to go to the Super Bowl. I want to get defense. I want to win.
Some French fried potatoes.
Where does that come from?
French fry. Team on Saturday. I don't know the boy. No, I heard he's a nice boy. I'm excited to meet him for the first time. Last time I saw him, he was a baby.
He was reared by his wife and his mom.
What does that mean?
I said wife accidentally, and I think I pivoted nicely.
I'm going to tell the defense to fold that kid in half.
No, I heard he's a nice boy. I'm excited to meet him for the first time. Last time I saw him, he was a baby.
Last time I saw him, he was a baby. What was I talking about? What are we doing? What have we been doing on this program?
What that kid gonna do?
He is awesome, though.
No.
You remember the buyout when he talked about his buyout?
Do you have audio?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We had a meeting. Say, Coach, things are not going well. No, Ray Charles can see that, brother. well, I gotta tell you this, though. Say, Coach, you got $17.1 million on your contract. We're going to give it to you. I said, what time you want me to leave and what door you want me out of, brother?
Some French fried potatoes.
That's not even media laughter. That's legitimately laughing because you rarely hear people be that honest.
That's truly funny.
What time you want me to leave and what door do you want me to take?
What that kid gonna do?
Well, we needed that.
That's the right attitude to have.
Oh, boy. All right, here we go. Let's see. New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani proudly announced a deal earlier that will allow New Yorkers and only New Yorkers to buy 1,000 World Cup tickets for $50 each.
Yay!
Wow.
And before he even finished his press conference, New Jersey officials made it clear what they thought of the arrangement that leaves them out. FIFA not caring about costs for New Jersey residents isn't new, said Stephen Sigmund, a spokesperson for Governor Mikey Sherrill. This is just another reason why Governor Sherrill is working hard to lower costs on our own. Officials in both states told ESPN that they see the deal as a reward to Mamdani for wooing FIFA and the New York, New Jersey host committee, while Sherrill is essentially being punished for her criticisms of both since taking office in January. That all sounds very political. Yeah, sounds about right.
But
you have one.
But wasn't
you have
this done already? I thought the World Cup thing was like.
Well, yeah,
before all the elections.
Yeah, that is an interesting point. Like, what did Mamdani? Mamdani only took office in January.
Well, he only was elected in November.
Right, same with Mikey Sherrill.
But Mikey Sherrill became governor at the same time.
Yeah. Now, I'd be pissed off, too, if I were her, right? Like, I'd be annoyed.
Well,
like,
and also...
I can't do this for my people?
Well, and by the way, it's being played in our state. And also, guys, realistically...
It's being played in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mikey Sherrill. So if you're Mikey Sherrill, you're going, hey, it's here.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I also get $10,000 $50 tickets?
No, it's only 1,000.
Wait, 1,000?
That's the funny part. They can't give Mikey Sherrill 1,000?
1,000 out of how many games?
8.
Well, they have, how many games is it here total? 5, 6?
I think there's 8.
Or is it 8 total?
I think it's 8.
What are we doing?
And the final.
And by the way, how fast are they going to sell, and who's really going to get them? Oh, my God. All right, well, whatever.
1,000 World Cup tickets for $50 each.
This whole thing, I know we're going to be celebrating it, and we're going to be talking about it, but can I just say, I can't wait till it's over.
Already?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Like, well, first of all, we're not winning, so we can forget that. Second of all, it just sounds like a big pain in the ass.
Clown show!
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Here's how I'll push back. I'll just say I can't wait for it to just get started. Because hopefully when the soccer starts, if it's great and fun and competitive and people are having a great time watching it, you get past all this annoying talk about it, and hopefully the event itself is good.
Well, it better be for what it costs. And the amount of frustration it's going to be to get to places like for those people that are going to be dealing with it, and then those who aren't even going but have to deal with it because they're just trying to get home when those games are being played. Right? There's going to be a lot of that's going on. People that aren't even involved are going to be affected, but the cost of it is really kind of disgusting. The numbers that we saw, face value, and then who knows how much resale is going to go. So it just a lot of it doesn't seem like it's a celebration that it's supposed to be, right?
And also, when you bid for these things, obviously everything's driven by money.
Yeah.
But is it the prestige of having it? Like, are we guaranteed to make money off of this?
Who's we?
I mean, the states. Like, is New York and New Jersey going to make significant money off of this, or is there going to be even more debt because of all the things that had to be done? And I don't know if you were on, Alan. I think you had to leave for the Knicks when I went through this. Every time something's been at MetLife, it's been a disaster. The Super Bowl at MetLife, people almost died at Secaucus Junction because they couldn't handle the people that were on the platform.
Right.
When WrestleMania was here a couple of years ago, people were like wandering on Patterson Plank Road because the train stopped running before the event was over.
Oh, God.
So we've already proven we can't handle any of this. So the chances of it going off without a hitch are almost impossible, right?
There you go.
So how much is it going to cost to correct all the things that get messed up? And at the end of the day, was it just, I was the mayor, I was the governor that brought the World Cup here for the first time in 32 years? It's
such a great point, and that's the problem of it. Is in the end, I thought we did this, the cost of it, and then what revenue you'll get. In the end, it's like, was it worth it? We won't know until it's over. But that's going to be the biggest question of all. Is like, was it really worth it?
Now, real quick, guys, I want to going back to the big story of ENN today, the Kyle Busch of it all. Interesting. This is something that's moving around right now. He won a Truck Series race just 5 days ago, last weekend. And this is a post from Fox Sports after the race with Kyle Busch.
Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is, you know. So I know all too well, unfortunately, with the Cup stuff. But, here with the truck stuff right now is it's awesome just to be a part of Spire Motorsports. Thanks to Jeff and Dan and Mr. H for the opportunity. HendrickCars.com. I'm sure it looked great out front leading the race, and it wasn't just Kyle Larson doing it. So, feels good to have another Kyle being able to do it and putting ourselves in victory lanes.
Man.
So crazy stuff. And it just sounds totally fine 5 days ago. Now he's gone.
Yeah. So May 10th, so that they were at Watkins Glen. And that's when you had mentioned that he was on his radio saying, have a doctor ready when the race is over. And that he said he needed a shot, whatever that meant. So he wasn't feeling well then, and then this happened. So something was going on, guys. Now, he could have been just talking about you never know when it's going to end. He's 41 years old, and I know these guys do race sometimes until they're 50, but he might have just been talking about, hey, the competitive portion of this might be coming to an end for me. Not talking about his life, but it certainly didn't sound that way, considering what happened.
Yeah, no, that's just hearing those words, sad.
Yeah, what a really awful story. Kyle Busch.
You never know. Yeah. But that's kind of what the lesson, again, is just look, appreciate everything you have because you never know.
Kyle Busch dead at just 41 years old. That'll do it for ENN on this Thursday evening. It's brought to you, like I said, by Fanatics Fest NYC. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th to 19th. Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, John Cena, Danhausen, and so many more at the world's largest sports fan festival. Tickets are available. Go get them. fanaticsfest.com.
All right, Yankees getting underway in a little bit. Mets have a 2-1 lead on the Nationals, and that game is in the top of the ninth inning. Anthony, you just said something to me. I don't know what it is.
I think Alan has to leave us, boys.
Is that true?
Got to run across the street and get ready for the pregame show like we were over by where we did remote. So I will leave now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you both, especially you, Donnie.
All right, wow. I appreciate that. So Alan back with us tomorrow at 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Or 5.
Or
it'll be on both.
No, he'll be there at 5, but we'll also be there at 3 o'clock. So it's the last call crew. You got Knicks, You got Mets, you got Yankees, you got the Stanley Cup playoffs. You want to get into that because it's the last call crew. Take up until 7 o'clock. And since the Met game is in the top of the ninth inning, there's a fighting chance that won't be interrupting the Knicks being on 880. We'll have to take a look at that and see. I think at least the pregame definitely at 7 o'clock will start on 10:50. And you got the lay of the land here on ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble three. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate your car today.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, this is Chevy, managing partner at Precision Solar. We believe going solar should be simple, and it should make real financial sense. We manage the entire process from start to finish and offer flexible solar payment options designed around your goals. When the numbers work, solar can lower your monthly cost and give you predictable energy for decades. And if you refer someone who installs with us, you can earn up to $1,000. Visit PrecisionSolar.com to schedule your free home assessment.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
The New York City Department of Correction offers countless career opportunities, from specialized units to leadership roles that support public safety and change lives for the better. It starts with one step: registering for the New York City Correction Officer exam. Earn over $109,000 after just 5.5 years. Benefits on day one, job security, pension at any age after 22 years of service. Go to nyc.gov/joinDOC or search Join DOC. One career, many opportunities. Registration ends next week. Take the test.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
It's the last call crew. Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. Alan had to leave early for his Knick duties. He'll be back with us tomorrow at 3 o'clock as we'll recap Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Mets have a 2-1 lead on the Nationals, and they're looking to tack on bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the ninth inning. However, Mets had bases loaded, nobody out. So we'll see if they are going to squander this opportunity to tack on or get a big 2-out hit here. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get back to the busy phone calls, and let's talk to Paul in Philadelphia. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Don and Peter. I love the show as always. At first I was going to call in and say, I think you both made salient points, in that discussion that you just had. But honestly, I think I got convinced, and I actually agree with Alan now. I mean, first of all, like the caller from Nashville said, first of all, the finals loss is always going to be more impactful. It's always going to be more emotional than a loss in the conference finals. But beyond that, I mean, Don, you always say you have to adjust your expectations. You're a Patrick Ewing finger roll away from winning an NBA title. You have to adjust your expectations in that moment. Don, you literally always say that, and it's disappointing that you would kind of go back on your word.
The finger
I think
roll
you're right. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think you should just stick to hockey.
All right, S. The problem
I
with your
didn't
debate
sense it going there.
is the finger roll was in 95, not 94.
Oh,
so,
boy. Oh,
no,
no.
Get your act together there. Hockey boy had to remind you when the finger roll was.
Wow, so that really
right there,
backfired
that blows it up.
tough. Oh, that is.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
That is unfortunate.
And you adjust your expectations. What are your expectations right now? Your expectations are to wipe the floor with the Cavaliers.
And go to the finals.
Right.
That's right.
So what were your expectations going into the Houston series when Peter just explained to you that you were a huge underdog in the series? And, oh, by the way, Alan makes it seem like, oh, well, you're a win away. Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, because, again, I'm hockey boy, but back in the day, it was hard to win playoff games on the road. So games 6 and 7 were in Houston because they were doing a 2-3-2 back then for the finals. So you were going to have to win in Houston in 6 and 7. So I would think, Peter, despite the fact that they were up 3-2, probably went into Game 6 as an underdog and certainly went into Game 7 as an underdog. Will the Knicks be a dog in any game against the Cavaliers? Any game?
Let me think for a second. Give me a second. I imagine there'll be a short favorite in Cleveland this weekend.
A short favorite.
Yeah, so I would say
now, obviously, something happens. God forbid Brunson gets hurt or whatever. Things can change. But I always talk about, you change expectations. What are your expectations right now? This city is completely up for grabs. And you made the point off the air. I believe it was off the air.
Yeah.
Then in 1994, we were only 21 years removed from their last championship. 2 decades, a pretty long time.
How about you add 32 more years on top of that?
You were a lot closer to 73 and 94 than you are now to 94.
Correct.
More time has gone by since 94.
Then.
Right. More time's gone by since 99. Are you telling me? So I guess by Allen's calculations, the second worst loss would be the one to the Spurs in 99, where they were also a huge underdog. I'm factoring in that right now you're expecting to beat the Cavaliers. You fired your coach last year because you couldn't get out of the third round. What are you going to do to Mike Brown if you don't get past the Cavaliers? There's a very good conversation to be had that you might fire Mike Brown if you lost this series. Were you firing Pat Riley? He left, but he can get fired. Were you firing Pat Riley after blowing the 3-2 series lead in 94? There's a good chance you're firing Mike Brown if you lose this series, considering you got to get rid of Tibbs. He couldn't get you by the third round, and now his replacement can't get by you the third round against an easier opponent.
I know, and last year, remember, I was as dumb to say, oh, well, Tibbs has done enough. He's good. So now I will not make that same mistake and say that this year. I can't.
But listen, what are you going to do?
Well, listen, you're a yo-yo hockey boy.
I'm a yo-yo hockey guy.
You have no opinion whatsoever.
Zero opinion. Don't know what's going on.
Well, it's a frustrating argument because if you believe the mic drop thing is, the way the loss is worse is if it's further along in the tournament, well, then there's no conversation to be had.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Let's not have the argument. Well, if we're not going to argue it because the second you say, well, one was in the finals, one would be in the conference finals, well, then we go, no point in having a conversation. We have to decide, are there rules for a debate?
Let me tell you something right now. I'll give the Devils analogy. The Devils, but he's going to say, well, they won in 95 and they won in 2000. But the Devils lost in 2001 to the Avalanche, had a 3-2 series lead. But nothing's going to beat losing to the Rangers the way they did in 94. And that was the conference final. What, is the worst Giant loss ever getting crushed by the Ravens in the Super Bowl?
Right.
Or was it the loss when they... The trade drunk, what was his name now? The game in San Francisco where they blew the big lead, right? Or when they blew the 9-point lead with 2:10 to go against the Minnesota Vikings at home. But Dove in Boston agrees with Alan. Go ahead, Dove.
Well, hello, gentlemen. It's always good to talk to you.
You too, man.
First of all, let's go Knicks. We can all agree on that.
I think we can. Let's come together for that.
Absolutely. Second of all, it's funny. I originally called in really quickly at the beginning of this debate to agree unequivocally with Alan, right? But the more I hear the conversation, I think I understand where the disconnect is. I think there are two different conversations being had. I think that Alan's discussing the most painful, the most emotionally painful loss. You guys are discussing the worst loss, which incorporates the odds, incorporates some different context than Alan's argument would. Now, similar argument, I can only pose a hypothetical, right? But as a Jets fan, similar to Knicks fans, in the sense of we have not won in forever, right? 50 plus years. So if you told me the Jets went to the Super Bowl, were ahead in the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, right? Would it necessarily matter who they were playing if they then lost that game, the Super Bowl, the Jets who have never won? Would I be hearkening back to Buffalo week 17 and saying, no, that was more painful because we were supposed to beat Buffalo?
Well, no, you're also talking about a regular season game. I'm at least comparing it to
the Steelers.
The round before.
Let's at least say the Steelers. Losing in the AFC Championship to the Steelers. I don't know what the odds were at that time. I'm not sure.
I'm sure playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh, you were an underdog in that game.
But if you told me the Jets were in the Super Bowl, and this is where I think everybody's right, the context thing, the whole your expectations change, here's where I can kind of put it all together. Let's say we play OKC, right? We're not going to be favored in that series. 100% we're not going to be favored, right? If we're up 3-2 in that series as the Knicks, as expectations change, if we're on the radio when the Knicks are up 3-2, I guarantee you what you guys are going to be saying is that you need to win this series. You're up 3-2. You need to win this series. The expectations will be it won't matter.
But here's the thing, is that the rules have changed, right? So Game 6 would be in OKC. So would we be saying
in the moment?
I know. I understand. Nobody is debating whether it's painful or not. But I'm just looking at the fact that you're supposed to beat the Cavaliers to go to the final. Now, you're right. If you lose in 7 to the Thunder, and the Thunder were the better team and the heavy favorite, and you lost in 7, it would stink. It would be heartbreaking. But would you be embarrassed? That's the point is. I remember 94. I lived it. I was working at Sports Phone, watching every game, completely invested in what was happening with the Knicks and the Rockets. as painful as Game 7's loss was, and Starks couldn't hit a shot, you did not walk away from that series embarrassed by the Knicks' performance.
No, cringing because of the Starks' performance.
I can't, right, but I don't think you sat there and went, "Oh, we blew it." Maybe some did, but hey, you were an underdog, and you lost 2 games on the road. You are going to be you would be embarrassed if everybody stays healthy and the Knicks is presently constituted. Lose this series to the Cavaliers. You're not going to say we blew it?
There's also one other piece that I think could be a disconnect on. Allen at that time in 94, he hadn't even really – he was just getting to become a writer, right?
I don't remember.
It's 30 – that's 32 years ago.
So how old was I in 94? So I was born in 68. So what was I, 26 years old?
So he's younger than you.
And he's a few years younger than me.
So he's 22 years old.
He was probably just out of college. So I don't know if he was working in the business.
So just to be clear, whether he was or not, he wasn't a professional yet. He may have been working. Yeah. Either way, he was a fan. Allen was a Knicks fan when that happened. So that level of pain, Don, is going to be certainly different than anything he can even think about for what fans are going through right now, where he's covering it as a professional.
And I also think listen, agree with me, disagree with me. At least admit that it's a debate. But if you want to call me a moron, it's not a debate. Or at least to give me that it's a debate. That you don't fathom losing to the series anyway. But what would you feel like if you did? But I don't want to have that game because we're talking negative. But we were asked, if you're wondering why we're even having this debate, is because we were asked by Richard, would it be the worst loss in franchise history? I say yes, and Alan definitively said no, it was 94. Edgar in White Plains, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Edgar?
Let's see. Hey,
who is that? Is that sounds like you have a child?
Can you say hi, Don? Hi, Don. Say hi, Don. Say hi, Peter. Hi, Peter.
Wow, hi.
Oh, and who is this that I'm saying hello to?
That's my little son, Bennett.
Oh, very nice to meet him. Great. How old?
He's a good boy. He is 2.
Oh, it's a great age.
I have 3 of them. He's my 3rd. I've been listening to you guys forever. You guys
nice.
Hit me up.
I appreciate it, man.
Let me tell you. A lot of nights waking up in the middle of the night listening to your podcast, so I don't fall asleep and drop him all 3 of them while they were.
We all appreciate that, man. Thank you.
So, listening to your debate, and I have a couple things. So that I was thinking of feeling like emotion. Like I wasn't around during the '70s championships when they lost in '94. I was 8. So I feel like I have more of an emotional connection to this team. So I mean, you can look at this as what's the worst loss in their history, or it just feels very personal. What's the worst loss for me, right? And I feel like that's kind of the back and forth. And I'll let you comment in a second, but just to switch the conversation here is the Knicks, right? They I feel like those last 8 games or this last 7 games, not counting this last one, they were playing a different brand of basketball that we've never seen. And I feel like we went back to the hero ball of Brunson because we had to, right? We had to win and he had to take over the game. But I'm really curious and nervous to see what's going to happen the next game. Are we going to continue with this Brunson ball that kind of got us in trouble in the first couple games, or are we going to play that brand of basketball we were just
you did what you did out of desperation.
We've never seen it before.
The question I have, Edgar, is why were you in the situation you were in to begin with? And I have to think the reason they were down 22 at 7.5 minutes to go was because of the long layoff. And they, out of desperation, went to Brunson ball. I think the Cavs got exhausted. Knicks won the game going away. So that, to me, the better question is, I don't think they're going to go back to what they were doing. The question, Peter, is why were they in that situation to begin with? And I have to believe it was because of the long layoff.
That was my thinking as well.
Right. Now, that's off the table if all of a sudden the same thing happens tonight. Then you got to start. Then you start evaluating. Was there another reason? Are the Cavaliers a bad matchup? All that stuff then enters the conversation.
Yesterday, Alan and I had a slight disagreement early in the show.
You did. It got contentious for a second.
No, well, he was sort of like
he talks down to people. Let's be honest,
a little bit with the basketball, but he was and just loudly more than it was down. It's just the volume goes down.
Well, listen, I can just tell you, just from my standpoint, if you think you can shout louder than me,
no one can shout louder than you.
Step away. Yeah. Mets just won 2-1. Devin Williams gets out of a runner at third. one out situation, gets a couple of outs and wins the game. Go ahead.
Well, I want to make a point. Then I want to make a point about that because you saw I was very dialed into that game until the end when I wasn't paying attention to it whatsoever. But I really thought the Knicks were not playing their game at all. Alan was describing it somewhat as shots not going down. But I may be wrong, but when I was watching, Don, and I know you were in the building, so you take in the game a little differently when you're in the suite versus watching
right.
TV.
Yeah.
I just felt like it wasn't their game. I felt like they weren't running and gunning and running the ball through everyone else. I thought it was a lot of hand jailing the ball and see what happens.
And you also said you didn't think it was that the Cavaliers were playing particularly well either.
Possession after possession. I watched the Cavaliers come up short. Knicks couldn't take advantage. So I really wasn't impressed with the Knicks, and I think they did deviate from what's been working for them. So we'll see if they bounce back. To the Mets real quick, beating the Nationals 2-1 to salvage a split. We were making fun of them earlier. I was joking with Don saying he was right. They still stink. But I will say, this was not a pretty series. As we said, they kicked the ball all over the place in the outfield. They were bad. The fact that they snuck out of Washington with a split instead of losing the series or even all four. Remember, the win in Game 1 took a ridiculous 10-run 12th inning for them to win. I'll say that even though they're still playing like the Mets, there is some sort of slight mojo change that they were even able to salvage a split to me.
I will answer that when we come.
Oh, you're going to retort.
And take your calls at 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
The Knicks.
Behind the back, right wing, off the dribble three. He got it! Jalen Brunson is not human right now.
The Cavaliers.
Steps back, finds Bridges, far corner three-pointer. Hits again. 2 clutch threes from Mikal Bridges.
The Eastern Conference Finals.
And they take a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Game 2 coverage gets underway tonight at 7 on 880 and the ESPN New York app.
This is your reminder to check in daily because every day during the NBA playoffs, FanDuel is serving up a happy hour. We're talking special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. Check for new reward every single day of the NBA playoffs and don't miss your shot to get a little extra out of the action. And when every possession matters in the playoffs, FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action. From player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. It's everything you need all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I'm a dog, and my job is to make you happy. So I recommend Optimum Fiber for your home. It's famously fast, way better than flaky 5G home internet, which can slow down the more people or dogs are online. So switch to Optimum Fiber, starting at only $25 a month with a 5-year price lock. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. That's 888-4-OPTIMUM. Gus, fetch! I gotta take that. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
If you're trying to save money but still eat well, just go to Wild Fork Foods and thank me later. You get pork tenderloin for $2.50 a pound, ground turkey for $3 a pound, ground chorizo for only $4 a pound. Those are everyday staples at serious value, and it's all blast frozen so you're not sacrificing quality. Plus, they've got over 450 options, 7 locations, or same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Go check out Wild Fork Foods.
Partner with Amazon Hub Delivery to earn extra revenue for your business with your business. Assist with local Amazon deliveries and get paid for each package you deliver. When you become a partner, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area on a schedule that works for you. You'll gain extra revenue, increase exposure for your business, and connect with your neighbors. Plus, it's easy to get started with no delivery experience, long-term contracts, or startup costs required. If you're interested in learning more, visit Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
No matter your age or career stage, SUNY Canton delivers education at the speed of life. With flexible, fully online degree programs, you can earn your credential on your schedule. Ready to get started? Apply now for a summer start in high-demand programs like applied psychology, cybersecurity, healthcare management, and more. Our admissions team is ready to help you review transfer credits, explore degree options, choose courses, and navigate every step of enrollment. Email admissions@canton.edu today or visit canton.edu to learn more.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, last chance to hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. So at some point, Knicks coverage will be here on 880. Right now, the Mets are on 880. So 1050 is going to be where the Knicks will start their programming because the Met game just ended. We're here on the app and on YouTube. We go away when the show's over at 7 o'clock. But if you want to listen to the end of the Mets postgame, that's on 880. If you want to listen to at 7 o'clock, which is just 10 minutes from now, the pregame with Pat O'Keefe on the Knicks, games 2 with the Cavaliers, that could be heard on 1050, and eventually everything will be on 880. Got it?
Got it.
Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Fraud Alert Friday.
We had a 6:30 vehicle tomorrow.
And we got a 6:30 because the Mets are in Miami to take on the Marlins. Now, you were mentioning about the Mets taking 2 of the 4-game series against Washington. What the Mets have done in recent vintage has proved to you that they're not the worst team in baseball. They started the year as the worst team in baseball. Now they're showing you that they're not the worst. But have they shown you enough to believe that they can be a playoff team or challenge for the division, which was the expectation going in? Remember, David Stearns told us this will be a better team than last year. Well, last year's team won 83 games. So now I would expect you to be north of 85, 86, be a 90-win team, easily make the playoffs and compete for the division. Well, the division doesn't look like it's going to be had. Atlanta's running away with it at this point. So, yes, Peter, they're playing better, and they're proving to you that they're not what they were to start the season. But, hey, you know what? Unfortunately, because of being 12 games under 500, whatever they were at the lowest point, splitting a 4-game series against Washington, not good enough. Now, instead of taking... Now, if you took 3 out of 4 and you take 2 out of 3 for Miami, but now you're going to have to sweep Miami to make up for the 1 game you didn't get against Washington. Do you see how it becomes a vicious cycle?
Yeah.
You lost 12 games. Now at some point you're going to have to go out and win 10 of 11 if you want to truly make up for it. So, that's where they're at right now. They're playing better. That's a good thing. And hopefully they'll, eventually get back to 500. But right now you're 6 games under.
listen,
so you're back where you started 4 games ago. And it starts to pile up. Hey, it's early. Well, guess what? Now you're
Wait.
You're 50 games into the season.
There's 6 games under 500.
Yes,
and that's what from where they were 5 days ago?
when they started the series, they were 6 under.
They gained no ground.
They gained no ground, and they lost 4 games on the schedule. Right, and that's what happens is that you start. Listen, they're not running out of time. They're only 50 games into the season.
No. Listen, you are correct, and like it still did age well for you, not getting overly excited about the last couple weeks. I'm just saying, I guess if for the Mets fans out there, I think today was an important salvage some version of the momentum they've been building game. Because if you had lost today and you lose 3 of 4 against the Nationals, I think it stings a little differently than splitting the series.
True.
That's all I'm going to say.
No, you're right.
Certainly, but you're also we're both right. We're both right. It's not great. It's not what you want.
This is good. You're just going to have to keep doing it or be a little bit better. So now take 2 out of 3 from Miami. Take 2 out of 3 from Cincinnati. And get to 500. But as it is, you're not going to get to 500 under 500 anytime. You're going to have to sweep the next 2 series to get to 500. And could that happen? Sure, it could. But let's see. Peterson started a game. He didn't have a caddy. He didn't have an opener today. Got into a ton of jams, but pitched well enough to hold the Nationals to 1 run. Bullpen did its job, and they won the game. Carlos is in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, guys. I think that I want to put the blame on the Knicks' loss in the 1994 finals. I put the blame on O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
And this is because I was watching Game 6 at home, watching it on the TV, and then all of a sudden you see O.J. in the white Bronco flashing before my eyes on TV, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, everybody in New York doesn't care about O.J. Like, this is L.A. we're talking about. It doesn't affect us. Right? And then all that positive energy, all that, good karma that we're trying to spew into that television to give the energy to the Knicks is gone. So they're by themselves now. And so because New York wasn't there to, give them that positive energy, they lost. They lost the game. They lost the series. And that was that. So thank you, OJ.
Well, it was Game 5 at the Garden, not Game 6 in Houston. So I can't blame OJ.
And also, I hear
it was
what
a
you're
game
saying.
you won.
It's a game you won. I hear what you're saying. No one here cares about this. Just to be clear, no, Knicks fans were probably like, oh my God, I got to see what's happening in the game. But if you were of age at that time to know, there's not a human being in the world or in America who saw it and didn't at least care about it. But you just thought, oh my God, we're in the middle of a game.
You got to realize that every network went to it live. NBC went to it live and got out of the game. In New York, they gave you at least a little box with the game on it. So they at least gave you the game. Didn't bother anybody at the Garden, and it only bothered the people at home.
We're not having a real conversation about the fact that the chase actually affected the Knicks' chances of winning that game.
No, you know what's a good point.
I just want to make sure
you're right.
We're having a conversation
that we're stopping this.
That hockey moron boy isn't the dumbest person in the room.
We love you, hockey moron boy.
Because, you come out and you come at me, and the caller in the last segment, information was wrong. Finger roll was a 95, not 94. This guy's got OJ Game 6. Obviously, he was really watching the game closely because the game was actually at the Garden and it was Game 5. But, hey, what are you going to do? It was a long time ago.
But think about it like this.
We were at war.
You're hockey boy moron. They think I don't even talk about or enjoy sports. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, when Alan leaves, it's 2 morons. So we took you up to 7 o'clock, and I think we do a pretty decent job. I'll see if I can figure out how to shut the mic off when we're done here. We will talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.